See, as we are here at Rockvale High School for day one of the TSSAA Class 1A State Tournament. I'm Mark Mize. She's Jennifer Hawkins, bringing you Richland Raider Baseball here on KSR Sports. Jennifer, it's been a fantastic season for these Richland Raiders, 29-4 on the campaign. And on day one of the tournament, they're looking for win number 30 as they look to move on into the winner's bracket tomorrow. This side of the bracket, all going to be played in Rockvale, and if you win it on Thursday, then on Friday you get the treat to play at Reese Smith Jr. Field, home of the Blue Raiders, my alma mater, with a chance for a state championship. Jennifer, great to be here with you as always.
Absolutely, Marky Mark. Good night of baseball action getting to go here. Raiders are loose. We got to see the guys when we were coming in, getting set up, and feel like they just are approaching this as just another game as they are taking on Sell Creek in the first matchup tonight. 6:50 is the official game time, as the game ahead of ours wrapped up a little later, went the full route. And let's see, University won that one. And just want to clear that up. That is Johnson City. Everybody keeps saying Jackson. That is not where that is. It's Johnson City.
It's also not a university.
Yes, it's a university high school. So they're not, they didn't allow a university into the tournament. But they won their matchup 7-0. So they'll be back around tomorrow. And so Raiders, though, up next. They're getting a little warm-up out on the field. And so for those of you who couldn't make the trip to Murfreesboro area, then we got you covered tonight. We'll get you all the action and let you know play-by-play. Mark's going to get you that. I'll add in the fun commentary side.
Fun commentary indeed, and wow, just what a season it's been, and not just for the Richland Raider baseball team, but also for soccer and softball as well. Unfortunately, we only have one team that we headed to Murfreesboro, same as we had during the basketball campaign, but of course the Lady Raiders took one home there in Murfreesboro's Murphy Center, as the Lady Raiders defeated Middleton there to win their first state championship in their program history. Richland baseball trying to do the same here in Murfreesboro, and it should be a great one. But just to give a hats off, I think the softball ended up with 17 wins on the year, won their district tournament, and then unfortunately lost in the first round of region to Mount Pleasant. As for soccer, believe that they had their so when you say winningest, it's always interesting.
Yeah.
I think they had the most wins. They didn't have the fewest losses in program history, because I think there was one team back near 2000, I saw a newspaper clipping, that only lost one game. But this team won the most games, I believe, in program history. They went 15-2-1. They did lose to PKs to Forest there in the first round of region there as well, but really felt like both those teams had a chance to also book a ticket to Murfreesboro. But think about it for a second, Jennifer. There are 7 traditional team sports that you think of when you think of the sports that Richland fields for TSSAA ranks. 6 of them won the district regular season title. 6 of them won the district postseason title as well. So 6 out of 7 traditional team sports for the Raiders and Lady Raiders won their districts. Has to be a feat that hasn't been accomplished at this level very often in Richland high school history.
Absolutely. It's been a great season of sports. The word of the day around the campus or for the year has been elite, and the sports teams have absolutely done that. But we've got one more. There was one more state that we need to talk about. A.J. Bates went and competed today in track and field. He went for shot put and discus, finished 7th. Officially in the state in shot put in the state. Think about that, Mark. I mean, he's the 7th best thrower in the state, and finished unofficially. They're still, because they got to get final measurements and verify things, but and finished 10th in discus today. So shout out to A.J. Bates. And also, he just signed to go and kick and play a little defense at the next level in Georgia. So he's going to golly, I just lost the name of the college. It'll come to me here in a minute. Long day, folks. We're still trying to finish up school. That's the other thing that's going on around Raider Nation. So finished up last of the finals this morning. So some of these guys had some finals this morning and then did a little baseball warm-up and stuff around, and then they're staying loose and ready to get into action. And I tell you, if we see anything like what we saw at the sectionals, Mark, this team from 1 to 9, every one of them, there's not a weak spot in the batting lineup. That's what's amazing about this team is, honestly, you kind of think about, especially in 1A ball, you get 1 to 4, 1 to 5 are pretty strong, and then you kind of maybe drop off a little bit. not in this lineup, 1 to 9, and any of them could really bat in any position. So it's been fun to watch. I was really impressed with Emerson Nelson and Brigham Worsham have really stepped up and had probably just the best outing for batting in the sectionals.
Statistically, they objectively had the 2 best clips in the sectionals there, as I think Brigham went like 7 for 8 or 6 of 7, and then I think that Emerson went maybe 4 or 5. He didn't get as many registered plate appearances. They both had 5 RBIs, which I think both tied for a team high for that tournament. And so, you know, the 8 and 9 hole hitters were your best hitters for the Class A sectional. That has to mean a whole lot for the Raiders there. And then, of course, you didn't mention it yet, but Gage Witt and Cooper Jackson both threw complete game shutouts as they defeated Hollow Rock Brewston. That's a mouthful. By the way, they're actually Hollow Rock Brewston Central. And so
I know, there was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah.
Beat them 15-0, 12-0. They had the 3rd highest margin of victory in sectionals of all the teams in Class A there. And so Raiders really took it to the Tigers there, and that's why they are now playing in Murfreesboro here. A 6:50 start time, as it will be Richland versus Sale Creek here in the final game of the night, but Richland's first game of the state tournament. But the thing is, none of this would have been possible without the fact that Morgan Hoover and the great WKSR team were able to put together an unbelievable list of sponsors. I can't believe in the span of 2 or 3 days how many local sponsors were willing to come out and make this possible. So thanks to Pulaski Electric System, Allsup and Associates, Murray Chevrolet GMC, Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home, First Realty Group, Coca-Cola, Employee Resources Credit Union, Walls Lumber, Gerald Auto Body, First National Bank, Rusty Spur Steakhouse, State Representative Clay Doggett, Winterburn and Associates Insurance, M&M Staffing, Flat Rock Furniture, Pulaski Natural Gas, and Southern Tennessee Regional Health System. Unbelievable. Can you imagine the fact that in 3 or 4 days, 17 different sponsors were willing to step up as soon as they found out that Richland had booked their ticket and said, hey, we want a piece of this postseason action and to support one of the best teams in program history.
It's great to hear, but honestly, I'm not surprised because the community has really been supportive of all of our students and our athletes throughout the school year. So it's been fun to get to hear some of those sponsors and ask, hey, we'll pay the bill if you guys can cover, you know, because we know a lot of people cannot do, especially tomorrow's a day game. So I know there's a lot of folks can't take off of work and stuff, and so as they're trying to make me laugh while I'm on air, they're trying to distract me. These boys already cutting up too much, so they've never paid attention to the game. So I'll call you out, Emerson Nelson. Everybody just heard that. So, but no, see, that's good though. That means they're kind of relaxed and ready to do this. So it's good to go. But I think Gage Witt's going to start on the mound tonight, and so he's looked really good up to this point. So he's going to get the ball and get us started here in a bit. But they're still working on the field, making it look nice and sharp. We're actually not in true Murfreesboro. We're in Rockville is where we are located tonight. But, you know, when you get to this area, it doesn't end. I mean, it just Murfreesboro has grown so much over the years that, it was a little bit of a trek out here because we had to grab media. But you can't run anywhere in Murfreesboro. That's the truth. You know, so we were 11 miles. It took us, 34 minutes. But we made it here, and they're getting the field set. So, Mark, it's going to be a good night of baseball action. And I think and I don't, you don't believe in jinxes, so I can say this around you. I don't think we're going to have any rain issues tonight at all.
We will see. We will see. But talking about those fantastic sponsors, we are about 11 minutes from opening pitch here between Richland and Sale Creek. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break and hear from our sponsors here on KSR Sports.
This is Savannah with Allsup and Associates Insurance. You have worked hard to build your business and take pride in running it each and every day. So let the professionals at Allsup and Associates Insurance help keep your business running smoothly by helping you with your business insurance needs. Whether you need coverage on commercial property, general liability, or need help with workers' compensation, we specialize in assisting you with your business insurance needs. Give us a call at 363-1501 or visit our website at allsupins.com.
We've been cutting prices at Murray Chevrolet GMC. There are amazing red tag deals throughout our lot. Just look for the red hang tags in windows to find the very best deals in our inventory, like the Black Widow Edition Silverado 1500 RST with $12,000 off, or the 2025 Corvette E-Reg with over $14,000 in rebates. Many more great deals with thousands off on 2025 trucks. Swing through or visit our website, murraychevrolet.com, for all the info.
I'm Steve Pierce, owner, director, and embalmer at Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home and Crematory. Even though our funeral home is state-of-the-art, we pride ourselves on good old-fashioned funeral care. Being family-owned and operated with deep roots in our community, we are committed to offering one-on-one attention to every family at affordable prices. See the difference. Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home and Crematory, Giles County's funeral home of choice.
First Realty Group has been serving Giles and Lawrence County and beyond for decades. We're first because we have the best selection of land, homes, and commercial properties to choose from. Our fair price promise means you can shop with peace of mind locally and with customer care not found elsewhere. We also understand the buying process and what it takes to make it easy, from title to escrow to closing. First Realty Group. First for a reason. Visit frg1.com for all of your buying needs in Giles County.
Fans, from the coin toss to the final quarter, stay refreshed with an ice cold Coca-Cola as you cheer on the Raiders. Just head to the concession stand and grab the perfect refreshment to share with fellow fans. Share a Coke with a teammate, a rival, or a friend this season. Thank you for choosing Pulaski Coca-Cola. It's time to load up on the best snacks and some delicious ice cold Coke for all your game day guests. Nothing tastes like everyone you love and everything you like coming together. Coca-Cola. Together taste better. Fans, from the
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie. And we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
Walls Lumber and Hardware would like to wish the Richland Raiders the best of luck in the 2026 TSSAA State Baseball Tournament. Walls Lumber and Hardware is a family-owned building supply company located in Campbellsville. Since 1988, they've been supplying contractors and the public with the materials and equipment they need for their building projects, both large and small. Got a project? Come see them. Walls Lumber and Hardware. Open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 on Saturday at 10416 Campbellsville Road in Pulaski. Call 363-2550.
We meet by accident, a play on words, but when you need us, we're there. Gerald's Auto Body and Gerald's Auto Repair is a trusted friend when you need auto repairs or auto body work. We specialize in making you feel at ease in a time that can be uncertain at best. We take the worry away and give you our very best. Gerald's Auto Body and Gerald's Auto Repair, a trusted friend when you need us. Call 363-0539 or drop by 716 North 1st Street, Pulaski.
First National Bank is an independent community bank. Being independent allows us to be innovative, to adapt and respond quickly and efficiently to your financial needs. We know the needs of this area. Our interest and our loyalty are to the people who live and work here. They are more than names and faces. They're our friends and our neighbors. Together, we're making communities great. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, the old dollar don't go as far as it used to, but the good news is we have a friend that's on our side in that battle. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse is always mindful of their prices and give you the best meal and services hands down. All the regular delicious menu items you've come to love and some new menu items all at great prices. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse. Make that old dollar go further. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse, 601 North 1st Street, Pulaski. Great food for less. Drop by and see them.
This is Clay Doggett, your state representative for District 70, and I'm proud to share what makes Giles County such a special place to call home. From our rich history and strong values to our thriving local businesses and hardworking families, Giles County is built on community pride. We're blessed with beautiful farmland, vibrant small towns, and neighbors who always lend a helping hand. Whether it's gathering for local events, supporting our schools, or growing opportunities for the next generation, Giles County continues to be a shining example of Tennessee's best.
Just in time.
Sorry about that, everyone. As we actually lost power here. There
At
is
the field, yeah.
Gavin Schrader hits a leadoff single. We lost power at Rockvale High School just now. We apologize to everyone. So I'll go ahead and add the first hit to the board as first swing, first hit for freshman Gavin Schrader. I just sprinted all the way down there to see if we could find a second.
Catch your breath, Mark. We're good.
Whew.
Yeah, they were going to go on with the game, and we're like, went and talked to TSSAA, and they're like, yeah, the whole field kind of just lost power. But they said they can play baseball without power.
Right, but we
couldn't
can't
get
broadcast.
back to you guys. So. Sorry about all that. You just got extra commercials from all our wonderful sponsors. That's
Absolutely.
what's going on.
All right, here. So let's get back. They throw it over to first. Schrader is back safe in time. As let's pull up our live for this one. Sorry about that, folks. Like I said, sometimes you can't help it when those kind of things happen.
Right. Well, at first we thought it was our board.
Right.
Then we thought it was maybe our outlet over here, our surge protector. We could start checking it, and then when we asked, they're like, yeah, the whole field just kind of went down.
Yeah.
Scoreboard's back. We're good.
We're going to have a bunt attempt here for Cam Drake. Rolls foul, though. I believe that makes it, is that 1-2? I did not anticipate that the players would be standing in between me and the scoreboard.
Well, that's what I'm trying to keep it up on Game Changer.
Of course,
so
yeah.
0-2 count is what it's showing on there. But I like the thought there, trying to go a little small ball and just advance runners. That's the thing about this lineup. We were talking about 1 to 9 can all hit. They can make contact. They can drive the ball. They can find the open holes.
That one is outside for a ball. 1-2 to Cam Drake. No outs. Runner on first here for the Raiders. They are scoreless here in the top of the first inning versus Sale Creek here in the first round of the TSSAA State Tournament. There's a ground ball to shortstop. They're going to try a turn 2 here. Drake is able to run it out, though. That's going to be a fielder's choice as Schrader is out at second. Drake is safe at first. 1 out for the Raiders.
Yeah, Sale Creek tries to turn, but Drake using a little of that sprint speed that we see from football season down the line. He's safe at first, so Schrader the first out. Brings up Jamison Andrews. Mayo on deck.
That one in there for a strike, just above the knees. A few oohs and ahs from the Raider fans there. 0-1 count.
Still early, and you got to figure out where the strike zone is going to be for not just the pitcher, but for what the ump's going to give you.
Strike 2. 0-2 to Jamison Andrews. Andrews been one of the best hitters on this team. The 29-4 Raiders, who have booked their first trip to the state tournament since 2008. Braxton Raby on the mound. Off and running is Cam Drake, and that one actually in the dirt. It's going to be a stolen base for your junior catcher.
Yeah, Drake got a good lead, and as soon as he went to plate, saw a little bit of skip and the dirt fly, and he just takes off safely into second.
Runner on second now, scoring position here. 1-2 count to Andrews. This one hit hard, deep left. They're chasing it. That one might get out. No, it's going to one-hop the fence. Drake is going to score easily, and a stand-up double for Mr. Jamison Andrews.
And as we mentioned in the pregame, these guys can find the holes, they can make contact, and Andrews drives that deep. It was one of those, everybody was kind of, you heard the kind of sigh and like everybody holding their breath. Is it going to go? Man, it went about 2 feet short of the going over the fence, but does enough. Drake in full sprint mode once he sees it's going to land between the left fielder and the center fielder.
Well, the funny thing is he actually waited a while in case they were going to catch it there and still had plenty of time.
Yeah,
As that one hopped the fence on one bounce. 1-0 Richland here in the top of the first inning. Raiders versus the Sale Creek Panthers, as it's Brody Raby on the mound for Sale Creek.
Mayo in that cleanup spot, batting fourth today.
First pitch in there for a strike to Mayo. Mayo nods, says, yeah, you know, that one's in there. Let me see if I can get one I can hit now.
That's the thing is a lot of times Raiders don't always score a lot in the first inning, but they kind of size up, and you hear them have conversations when they're coming back. Hey, he's throwing this, or look for this, watch, you know, so.
Right.
Interesting to kind of hear the conversations, the communication. That's what makes them a good team. And having fun the whole time. If you're wondering what that sound is, For those who've been around Richland baseball, that is one.
If
Hogan
you've been around
Mayo,
Richland baseball, you know.
Yeah, it's Hogan Mayo. That's not a noisemaker. That's just him.
Swing and a miss on a 1-1 pitch there, 1-2 to Tucker Mayo. So Raby has done a good job getting ahead in the count, but the Raiders have been doing a good job with their two-strike hitting. Andrews at second. Already 1-0 Raiders here, 1 out. This one grounded foul over to Mr. Gage Witt, who has had quite the postseason. I believe he's pitched 18 innings, has only given up 3 runs across those 18 innings. Back-to-back shutouts versus Eagleville in the region championship and Hollow Rock Brewston in the sectional to get us here today. Raby looks back to second. He fires home. This one hit high and deep. Center fielder's going to settle under it. And there's going to be a foot race to third here. He throws. Cutoff man not there in time. Andrews advances to third. So 2 down now, but a runner just 1 base away from making it 2-0 Richland. That'll bring up Gage Witt.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, you know, just the contact there. Just to get that ball deep enough, Andrews tags up and then just applies a textbook slide. I love to watch when they slide and right back up like it's all one full motion.
Yep.
You know, never trip. And that's exactly what Andrews did over at third.
Witt will be your starting pitcher today, so can he aid his own cause before he even heads out to the mound, Jennifer?
Yeah, you don't want to, like, strand your guy there down the third baseline.
This one popped way up. They're going to chase it into foul territory. Catch is made, so that'll be out number 3, but the Raiders take a 1-0 advantage here. Witt will be head out to the mound after this timeout as Raiders lead 1-0 here in the TSSAA state tournament.
This is Savannah with Allsup & Associates Insurance. You have worked hard to build your business and take pride in running it each and every day. So let the professionals at Allsup & Associates Insurance help keep your business running smoothly by helping you with your business insurance needs. Whether you need coverage on commercial property, general liability, or need help with workers' compensation, we specialize in assisting you with your business insurance needs. Give us a call at 363-1501 or visit our website at allsupins.com.
And we're back here for the bottom of the first inning. The right-hander, junior Gage Witt, your District 10A Pitcher of the Year, is on the mound for the Raiders, who just took a 1-0 lead on the RBI double from Jamison Andrews, which scored Cam Drake there in the top of the first inning. 1-0 Richland here in your Class A state tournament. Game 1 for the Raiders here on a beautiful Tuesday night in Rockville.
Yeah, Witt looking really just settled in. We were kind of cutting up when we came in, talking about the guys. And the first question he asked me, he wanted to know how he saw his final grade and how things went. You know, so I was like, hey, aren't you supposed to be focusing on a baseball game? But, you know, they were just cutting up and laughing and being their usual selves. And actually a little bit worried about grades. And that honestly doesn't surprise me about Gage Witt. You know, I have had him in several classes and just a great student, puts the time and effort in to do well. And so he wanted to talk about that instead of baseball. So, which is good. That means he's relaxed. He's ready to go.
So batting this inning for the Sail Creek Panthers, it's going to be first up. It'll be Kyler Gilchrist, followed by Joe Bell, and then your pitcher, Brody Raby. So that's your 1, 2, 3 in the lineup for Sail Creek. First pitch, misses high for a ball. A few boo birds there for the Raiders.
But like we said, you got to kind of fill out what the ump's going to give you. So it's looking like he likes them low.
This one going to be a pop out to second base. Andrews settles under it for out number 1.
And Witt already, he just makes quick work. I mean, he throws his stuff and gets guys to either pop up, ground out, and they can't find the hole, and he just goes out and pitches well. Doesn't give up a lot of hits. He'll be one, too. He's not going to have a ton of strikeouts in a game, but he doesn't need to.
One important thing at this level, and once again, obviously, we're getting a little bit ahead in this tournament. This one's fouled back for Joe Bell. But for high school, in order to, let's think here, on 3 days rest, you have to throw 75 pitches or fewer. Or excuse me, for 3 days rest, it's 76 to 105. And so basically, you'd love to win this game, but also you'd love to have a chance to pitch Witt in the championship there. As a hit batter?
Yeah, the hit by pitch.
The hit by pitch there sends Bell to first. But as I was saying there, there's 2 days rest because it'd be Wednesday, Thursday, championship Friday. And so in other words, you need to keep him 75 pitches or under today if you also wanted to pitch him for the championship. Of course, at the end of the day, win tonight, most important thing on the field. But if you can save a pitcher, save an arm to see him again in the tournament, that just sweetens the pie.
Well, there's some strategy that goes into playing through this tournament because
of course.
You always say don't play the next game, but you have to kind of look ahead when you're talking about arms. And so that's one thing that, Coach Sack has had to kind of probably maneuver through. Well, if we win this, lose that. I mean, you've got to have those thoughts going through your head of how you're going to work your lineup.
Ball one to Brody Raby, your starting pitcher on the other side. This one is a line to shortstop. Jackson gets it, fires to first. But back in time there, nearly picked him off with the double play. What a diving snag there for Jack Jackson.
And then just had the presence of mind to jump up and fire over to first. Almost gets the pick off there back at first. Great snag by Jackson at short.
That'll bring up your cleanup hitter, right fielder Dylan Cunningham. A lefty versus righty matchup here. Left-handed batter Cunningham versus your right-hand pitcher, Witt. Runner on first, 2 outs. This one popped foul. They're chasing it down. Can Shirey get there? He does! What an overhanded grab there by over-the-shoulder shades of Willie Mays for Will Shirey. As he gets out number 3, we're headed to the top of the second, 1-0. Richland leads here in the TSSAA State Tournament.
We've been cutting prices at Murray Chevrolet GMC. There are amazing red tag deals throughout our lot. Just look for the red hang tags in windows to find the very best deals in our inventory, like the Black Widow Edition Silverado 1500 RST with $12,000 off, or the 2025 Corvette E-Reg with over $14,000 in rebates. Many more great deals with thousands off on 2025 trucks. Swing through or visit our website, murraychevrolet.com, for all the info.
I'm Steve Pierce, owner, director, and embalmer at Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home and Crematory. Even though our funeral home is state-of-the-art, we pride ourselves on good old-fashioned funeral care. Being family-owned and operated with deep roots in our community, we are committed to offering one-on-one attention to every family at affordable prices. See the difference. Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home and Crematory, Giles County's funeral home of choice.
And we're back here for the top of the second inning. A couple Sports Center level plays there. Top 10 for Jack Jackson with a diving snag there at short. And then Will Shirey over the shoulder makes an out there in foul territory. Strands a runner at first there for Sale Creek. And look who's up to bat. The guy who makes the big defensive play, Jack Jackson. A chance to do it at the plate now. Raiders lead 1-0.
Well, and look who's on deck, Will Shirey. So, like 1-2 on the defense. Now they're going to come up 1-2 on the offensive side. So let's see if they can outshine what they just did on both phenomenal catches.
Due up this inning, it'll be Jack Jackson, Will Shirey, and Brigham Worsham. 1-0 pitch here. That one's in the dirt, 2-0 here, as Raby threw 16 pitches in the first inning. Quite a few more than Witt had to throw.
Yeah, Witt probably, 7 or 8 pitches maybe?
Yeah,
Wasn't
less than 10. Less than 10 for sure. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This one low as well. Jackson works it to a 3-0 count. Jennifer, do you give him the green light here?
I think so, but I like his patience, as he didn't need the green light because that one catches dirt before he even gets to the plate.
So Jack Jackson gets a no-out walk to first base. Brings up right-handed batter Will Shirey, part of this very talented junior class for the Richland Raiders. So we talked about the fact the Raiders' back half of the lineup have done a lot of work here in the postseason. We'll see if they can do it here in the second inning, leading 1-0. Jackson at first, Shirey at the plate. Here's the first pitch. That one misses, I believe, inside. We are at kind of an odd angle to be able to see inside versus outside here, so we kind of just have to take the umpire's word for it.
Well, he gets the final say anyway.
Oh, without doubt.
You know, I mean, so
they are
even if we disagree, he's not going to change the call.
You saw Cam Drake steal a base in the first inning. Jack Jackson, they're really paying a lot of attention to him at first. They've thrown over twice now. 1-0 count. Raby fires. This one in the dirt. Shirey showed a bunt, decided to pull back the bat. Raiders have been really hot at the plate the last few weeks. He shows bunt, pulls back, and that's going to be a 3-0 count. Once again, second straight batter, and that's 7 straight balls from Raby.
Well, Raby a little frustrated. He didn't get a call on one he thought was a strike,
right.
And since then he's not been able to settle in.
Shows the bunt, pulls back, and this is strike one looking. 3-1 count. Jackson at first, Shirey at the plate. No outs for the Raiders here in a 1-0 ball game, top of the second. They throw over. Jackson is back safely.
Well, they've done their homework and realized Jack Jackson has some speed on the base path. I told him, I said, I can't believe all this time I've never thought of him to call him Jackrabbit. Like when he just shoots down the line.
This one's low. That's a second straight walk for the Raiders. Jackson at second, Shirey at first, and probably the offensive MVP of the sectional series, Brigham Worsham, heads to the plate.
B-Dub, yes, he has just come to life here in the end of the season, especially in that sectional. Man, he was hitting everything that came across. So now got runners on first and second. Get something going here and maybe played a couple more.
Interesting. In this situation, sometimes Coach Sakowitz does bunt. I wonder if that's what he's potentially called here, Worsham. We'll see here on this first pitch. Raby shakes one off, looks in, he nods, has the pitch, fires home. This one way high. That's now 9 straight balls thrown by Raby, working up his pitch count and not getting a lot done at the plate.
Yeah, that's his 26th pitch. And no outs still here, top of the second.
Here's the pitch. This one in the dirt. Worsham kind of at least tentatively showed like he was going to try to attempt a bunt there, but may have been just to kind of throw off the pitcher if nothing else here. Especially with a 2-0 count now, I imagine maybe he swings. Raby fires home. Oh, nice bunt here. They are going to get the out at first, but runners on second and third now, 2 in scoring position for the freshman, Emerson Nelson. Nelson had a really big sectional series at the plate as well. And quite frankly, he might be the defensive MVP of this season.
Yeah, for a freshman player, he's not scared to take a swing, you know, because usually your younger guys, it takes him a little bit. He's not timid about it. And then, like you said, defensively in that center field position, covers a lot of ground very quickly.
So sacrifice bunt there from Brigham Worsham moves the runners over as he gets his job done. And that brings up the left-hand hitter, Emerson Nelson. First pitch to Nelson. This one in the dirt. And there's a lot of room behind the plate here to the backstop. And so if one gets past this catcher, which I will note, obviously, the catcher there, Bell, has done a really good job today blocking up the plate. But if one gets by you, I think Jackson probably can score.
Yeah, and we're going to have a mound visit. Panthers are going to have some discussion here. As like we said, Raby just throwing a lot of balls right now and not finding the strike zone very well.
So to recap what we've seen so far in the top of the first inning, a pair of hits for the Raiders. An RBI double off the bat of Jamison Andrews scored Cam Drake, who had stolen second base. Now here in the top of the second, we have runners on second and third with 1 out. Want to give a shout out to our sponsors again. So thanks for sponsoring the TSSAA State Tournament here on KSR Sports for Pulaski Electric System, Allsup and Associates, Murray Chevrolet GMC, Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home, First Realty Group, Coca-Cola, Employee Resources Credit Union, Walls Lumber, Gerald's Auto Body, First National Bank, Rusty Spur Steakhouse, State Representative Clay Doggett, Winterburn and Associates Insurance, M&M Staffing, Flat Rock Furniture, Pulaski Natural Gas, and Southern Tennessee Regional Health System. This one a foul tip on the first pitch to Emerson Nelson. So Raby works ahead 0-1. 1-1, I'm sorry, because they called the visit after he had missed one. I apologize.
It's all good.
You know, whenever they have a mound visit, I forget that there was anything.
Yeah, it doesn't reset.
1-1. This one high, 2-1.
Again, the Raider batter's shown some really good patience here at the plate to, because you come into a game, you want to swing.
Swing and a miss there for Nelson. Back-to-back freshmen in your 9 and 1 hole, as you have Emerson, and then, of course, Gavin Schrader. Schrader started off the day with a single. And that's a called strike 3 for Nelson. So 2 out now. Runners on second and third. Ken Schrader come up with a big 2-out hit. I will note, in that sectional game 2 versus Hall Rock Brewston, first 5 runs of the day, all 5 came with 2 outs.
Right.
This pitch high to Schrader.
They like those 2-out rallies, so this would be a good time for another one.
Yeah. Second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Raby. That one called low for a ball, 2-0.
On deck, Cam Drake got part of his catching gear on, but he'll strip that as quickly as he needs to if he's called to go bat.
2-0. This one misses, 3-0. In danger of walking the third batter this inning is Raby.
He's up to 35 pitches.
Yeah, he's given up
Still
only
out of the second.
This one in there for a strike. A snag by Raby. Raby fires to first for out number 3. So nice little defensive gem there from Raby. Gets the out, pitcher to first for the final out here in the top of the second. But Richland Raiders still lead 1-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the second here on KSR Sports.
First Realty Group has been serving Giles and Lawrence County and beyond for decades. We're first because we have the best selection of land, homes, and commercial properties to choose from. Our fair price promise means you can shop with peace of mind locally and with customer care not found elsewhere. We also understand the buying process and what it takes to make it easy, from title to escrow to closing. First Realty Group. First for a reason. Visit frg1.com for all of your buying needs in Giles County.
Fans, from the coin toss to the final quarter, stay refreshed with an ice cold Coca-Cola as you cheer on the Raiders. Just head to the concession stand and grab the perfect refreshment to share with fellow fans. Share a Coke with a teammate, a rival, or a friend this season. Thank you for choosing Pulaski Coca-Cola. It's time to load up on the best snacks and some delicious ice-cold Coke for all your game day guests. Nothing tastes like everyone you love and everything you like coming together. Coca-Cola. Together, taste better.
And we're back here for the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 Richland Raiders here over Sail Creek in the first game of the TSSAA State Tournament here in Rockvale. Gage Witt needed only 7 pitches to get the 3 outs in the bottom of the first. We'll see what he does here to start this inning. This one, a sky ball. Settling under it is Jamison Andrews. He calls off the center fielder Emerson Nelson and makes the grab at second. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Pretty good way to start the second inning there for Witt.
I sort say I don't know that Coach Sack, any of these fans would argue with that. So it's just what we said. He just quick work. He gets batters to chase, gets them to pop up.
So quick that I didn't even get to give McClendon's name there. So that
was
I
say I didn't even catch his number.
Jackson McClendon gets a swing and a miss here from Swinney. And this is actually, there are 2 Swinneys on the team. This one is going to be Axel. Great name.
Yep.
Another big swing and a miss is Witt just trips him up twice in a row. Had him way out in front of that one. 0-2 count here, 1 out, bottom of the second. Time called by Sweeney. He'll step into the batter's box, another left-hand hitter. They've had quite a few of those for the Sale Creek Panthers. This one misses high. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. First K of the day for Gage Witt, and that's out number 2.
And I know we have said this a couple times, but really, guys feeling like, hey, this is just a game that we're going to go out and play, stay relaxed. And Witt looking really good from the mound.
Brings up an 8th grader, Louis Stevenson. You know, Raiders have 3 8th graders on this team, 2 freshmen who start. But Sale Creek starting an 8th grader here probably suggests he's pretty talented. This one grounded to second. Andrews scoops. Andrews flips it over to first for out number 3. So another quick inning for Gage Witt, as he's now thrown just 14 pitches to retire 6 outs. We'll be back after a 1-minute timeout as Richland leads 1-0, headed to the top of the 3rd.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie. And we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
Walls Lumber and Hardware would like to wish the Richland Raiders the best of luck in the 2026 TSSAA State Baseball Tournament. Walls Lumber and Hardware is a family-owned building supply company located in Campbellsville. Since 1988, they've been supplying contractors and the public with the materials and equipment they need for their building projects, both large and small. Got a project? Come see them. Walls Lumber and Hardware, open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 on Saturday at 10416 Campbellsville Road in Pulaski. Call 363-2550.
And we are back here for the top of the 3rd inning. Richland Raiders up to bat for the 3rd time as they lead 1-0 here in this first game of the TSSAA State Tournament. Due up this inning, it will be Cam Drake, Jamison Andrews, and Tucker Mayo.
You know, it's the 3rd inning, but it's their 2nd time through to see Raby, and so this is where you start seeing, because if he can get him something to hit, I mean, he's really just struggling to find a strike zone right now, and you can see the frustration in his body language as he just threw his 40th pitch, and these guys have been really good this season at adjustments. They come through next time and find something they like.
The 1-0, it's 2-0 now as that one's in the dirt, and at this point, I'm going to make him prove to me that he can hit the strike zone. And that's also true of the umpire. When you're missing, you know, you suddenly stop getting the benefit of the doubt on some of those close calls. This one in the dirt as well, 3-0, as he walked 3 batters, was able to pitch out of it with a really nice defensive snag at pitcher. But at the same time, you know, he walked 3 batters in that 2nd inning. This one, you can tell he's overthrowing right now.
Yeah, he's just
4-pitch walk.
You know, and sometimes it's a mental state. He's got to kind of get out of his own head, and not that I'm pulling for him or anything like that, but it just, you want to see your ace do well, and you want some competition. And plus, the guys are ready to hit. I mean, they've been hitting everything lately, so they want this pitcher to give them something to kind of go after.
But the dichotomy between Raby and Witt, 43 pitches so far for Raby, only 14 so far for Gage Witt. And by the way, they've recorded the same number of outs.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed at the end of that one it was 39-13 on pitches, and I'm like, that is triple the amount for those of you that are not math savvy.
I'm not.
But, yeah.
That's a 2nd stolen base for Cam Drake. As Drake, the catcher, you know, a lot of times you courtesy run for your catcher, not on this team, because they've got a great athlete there at catcher who plays defensive back and wide receiver for the football team as well.
So same position we saw earlier, Drake on 2nd with Andrews up to bat.
1-1 pitch is fouled back. Makes it 1-2, but now you have a runner in scoring position. No outs. Andrews steps back into the box. Raby really taking his time here with his catcher. Shakes off another one. They've had some disagreements today. Raby looks back, the runner at second, fires home. This one foul tipped. And Andrews stays alive.
Yeah, Andrews just kind of trying to fight off anything that's close, especially some of those low pitches, because that's what we saw the umpire kind of giving the call at the knees, which technically is supposed to be part of the strike zone, but people don't like it.
1-2. They're going to call it strike 3, looking for Jamison Andrews. It was close. And you hear some of the fans say a little bit of a late call, and I agree. He didn't call it very early.
Took him a minute to make the decision as Andrews slowly walks back to the dugout. A little shocked, but, he'll adjust. And next man up, Tucker Mayo finds his way to the plate.
At the same time, you want to take advantage of opportunities. The Raiders left runners. Actually, it was bases loaded in the second inning there. They've stranded 4 runners so far today. Can they break through once again here and add to that 1-0 lead? Top of the third. Oh, this one well hit, and wow, what a poor defensive effort there from the third baseman. Cam Drake, he's coming home. Drake at the plate, slides in safely, and with the errant throw, Tucker Mayo will head out to second. RBI base hit for Tucker Mayo, and Richland leads 2-0.
Yeah, so Drake responsible for both scores as they do the dunk shot at the dugout.
That's a hard shot to take a picture of, by the way. Yeah. I've tried and tried to get a good one this year of them dunking. Half the time they miss, though. Honestly, partly on them. But
that's well, not all these guys. A few of them are basketball players, but
right.
Some of them stick to baseball.
So Mayo there gets an RBI single, advances to second on the throw, brings up Gage Witt, your starting pitcher today for the Raiders, to see if he can add to this Richland lead. 1 out, runner on second, 1-0 count.
But, Drake coming across, how big is that stolen base both times?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, honestly, it puts him on second to put him in scoring position off those hits. And, and like you said, the third baseman didn't even really make an effort.
This one, a line drive up the middle. Mayo, will he test the arm? He's going, wow, center fielder just botches it. Two out of the last 3 plays.
Did he make an effort?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to say about that. I guess he was thinking too much about the throw home. As a result, that's an easy RBI single there for Gage Witt. They will courtesy run for Witt. That's going to be your senior Brooks Bratton comes in there. So another RBI, another base hit for the Raiders.
1 out still here, top of the third. Raiders do lead 3-0 as Mayo just came across. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a close play, and then he didn't even make the play in center field. So.
Okay, so they're saying only 1 error, not 2. I think that's probably the right call because I think Mayo was going to score anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and just add 1 error to the board.
I could live with that.
This one sharply hit, but it's to the right fielder who makes the snag there. So let's add that error. It's the first time I've ever done a baseball scoreboard on
a little different.
Our live stream.
Trying to
So sharply hit ball there.
Yeah, wasn't sure if it was going to find a hole, but right fielder does make a good grab on it.
Yeah, but you feel good hitting the ball like that if you're Jackson.
Yep.
Runner on first. Shirey at the plate. This one low, and once again, make him throw those pitches. He's up to 56 now as he has 2 outs in the third inning.
Yeah, run that arm off and let him keep throwing.
This one high. This one in the dirt, 2-1.
He's had a lot of dirt pitches today. I mean,
or was that 3-0?
Yeah, so we're going to have a visit to the mound from the umpire.
So basically, what a bunch of the Richland fans are saying, he's balking.
Yeah.
And, he's had the umpire out there talk to him. You're not really supposed to give a warning.
Can't warn him. Yeah, this is the state playoffs.
Also, it's 3-0 count. So in one pitch, it may not matter whether they would have warned him or not because, he's about to put a run of runners on first and second again. That would be – give me a second. Let me make sure I'm right.
So to recap, Brooks Bratton running in place of Gage Witt is sitting at first.
Right.
Shirey at the plate. But we're getting a little reset. There's another mound visit from the catcher.
You've had RBI base hits from, it was Jameson Andrews in the first inning, and now in the third, it's been
Mayo and Witt.
They didn't count the RBI for Mayo, though, which suggests they probably called the error on the first play, not the second. I don't know that I agree with that.
Oh, I thought that's what they were calling, because that's exactly how I would have called it, because that was a routine ground ball, and he never got his glove down.
He didn't touch it all, though.
No, I don't like that rule.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
Me personally, looking at it, that was routine. Like right between the legs.
Yeah. And for the record, I understand, but if you don't make a play on the ball, which embarrassingly enough, he did not make a play on the ball, this one's going to be fouled back and out of play. Also, it's been a long time since I've had to record errors and stuff in the game. I don't score games very often anymore because Game Changer does it for you via Mr. Gary Witt.
Yeah, and I know some are sticklers about if you get a glove on it, then but to me, like, it just looked too routine.
Here's the pitch. This one is going to be a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, and that will be strike 3 on the foul tip. But the Raiders add 2 more to the board. It'll be 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning here on KSR Sports.
We meet by accident, a play on words, but when you need us, we're there. Gerald's Auto Body and Gerald's Auto Repair is a trusted friend when you need auto repairs or auto body work. We specialize in making you feel at ease in a time that can be uncertain at best. We take the worry away and give you our very best. Gerald's Auto Body and Gerald's Auto Repair, a trusted friend when you need us. Call 363-0539 or drop by 716 North 1st Street, Pulaski.
First National Bank is an independent community bank. Being independent allows us to be innovative, to adapt and respond quickly and efficiently to your financial needs. We know the needs of this area. Our interest and our loyalty are to the people who live and work here. They are more than names and faces. They're our friends and our neighbors. Together, we're making communities great. Member FDIC.
And we're back here for the bottom of the third inning. Richland Raiders lead this one 3-0. 4 hits on the day, and to tell you the truth, they've stranded some runners, and they're still up 3-0 right now. You have to feel really good about what they've done so far, especially with Gage Witt on the mound.
Yeah, you have to think back at the top of the second, you had runners on 2 and 3 and stranded them, thinking they were going to maybe get in.
He walked the bases loaded, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
at
I
one point
I think it was bases loaded, wasn't it?
No, I wrote down that it was on second, third.
I could be wrong. I am sometimes.
Because Worsham had remember he had the bunt and got out at first.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so.
Here's the first pitch from Witt. This one grounded off of the batter. Foul ball. That is Mayor Duke, which, by the way,
our favorite name we've heard.
Tremendous baseball name.
Yeah. I mean, how do you, like, you name a kid that, he's got to be a baseball player.
Or a mayor.
Or both, yeah. Goals in life.
0-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. Gage Witt just peppering the strike zone. A very efficient starting pitcher.
Makes it look easy. Effortless.
Ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. This one is going to be popped up foul out of play down the first baseline. We'll reset. Remember, this is game 1 of the TSSAA state tournament. You can play up to 6 games, but if you win them all, you only have to win 4 to be your state champion. Swing and a miss. That's the second strikeout of the day for Witt as he gets another one here in the third.
And that's been the worst play of the day. They're just doing the throw around after the strikeout. And
around the horn, and Andrews.
And Andrews drops the ball. So a little giggle out of the guys. And so, hey, as long as they keep it there, that's fine.
That will bring up Gabriel Hodges. This one in the dirt for ball 1. I've never seen a team with more left-hand hitters than this. This is unbelievable. I'd
It's
say
helping
it's
us
over.
out because we can see names and numbers
Yeah.
on the backs of their jerseys, but yeah, it's interesting.
It's over half the team. Swing and a miss there. I'll tell you, he does such a good job of keeping you off balance, of hitting his marks, of changing up speeds. You know, what they always say about him is the fact, you know, he just doesn't have like a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, but he is a pitcher's pitcher.
Yeah.
And what a job he does. As they show a bunt there, pulling back, though, it's going to be a ball.
That one was close, but didn't get it.
Yeah. 1-1. There's a bunt. Nice bunt, but they're going to let it roll foul. That's the right call there for Shirey. Don't charge it. Let it roll foul, and now he's down 1-2. And he'll think better of doing that again. 2-2. I'm sorry. I'm really having trouble following the balls and strikes, but the scoreboard is obscured. So.
Yes, I know. It's interesting to me that it's so far over, and because like half your fans can't see it either. Like if it
center field scoreboard.
center field would be
that's the call.
Yeah, never really understood. Well, I guess it's power and you know where you can run.
2-2. This one lined.
And
foul.
Aims that one at his first base coach.
You always like to see a good barehanded snag by the first base coach. Show that, hey, he used to play too, probably. So we'll set back up 2-2 here. Witt versus Hodges. Fouled back to the screen. Hodges staying alive in this at-bat. For those just tuning in, 3-0 Richland here in the first game of the TSSAA state tournament. I'm Mark Mize. She's Jennifer Hawkins. Bottom of the third inning. Raiders are the road team for this series. That one misses, full count.
And we want to thank you that are listening in. We've got several back home. I think we got some as far away as Florida listening in tonight. And didn't get that call.
Thought he was going to get him looking there, but they end up calling that a walk. So Hodges will head down to first. And that will bring up number 3, Kyler Gilchrist. That's the top of your order.
Witt making such work that it's taken them this long to get through their lineup.
Yeah. 3-0, 1 out, runner on first. Witt to Gilchrist. In there for strike one. I'll be honest, that was more of a ball than the one that was called was called ball 4.
From this angle, and like you said, we're off center, and so it's hard to kind of tell. But yeah, I agree.
We're also far enough away that the umpire can't get mad if he hears us say that.
Mark, I've never known you to worry about him getting mad.
They don't let you. They don't let you talk about balls and strikes behind. I've been calling a game before where umpires don't care for that. If you're behind the plate, you're not allowed to talk about balls and strikes. They're going to fire down to second. Andrews is not able to apply the tag there. There is a stolen base for Hodges. I believe that was strike 2, though.
Yeah, really close as Drake comes up firing and hits Andrews, but was like Hodges able to slide under.
1-2 count here to Gilchrist. Witt looks back the runner at second. Fires home. This one hit deep left. Mayo, though, is going to settle under it. Makes out number 2 right at your left fielder. And that'll be out number 2 and bring up Joe Bell.
Yeah, Mayo reads that really well off the bat, gets the right direction. You know, because sometimes fielders take the wrong step direction. They misread, and Mayo had that one from the get-go.
Bell at the plate. Hodges at second. 2 down for the Sail Creek Panthers. Here's the pitch from Witt. In there for strike 1. Witt quickly works ahead.
Coach is making a few defensive adjustments to the outfield.
Looks back the runner. Time called by the third base coach. I'll tell you, though, in this situation, I'm not really as concerned by looking at back the runner with 2 outs. You know, if he steals third, he steals third. As I say, if you can get out at the plate, it doesn't matter. This one going to be grounded. First base, Gavin Schrader collects it, steps on first for out number 3. Raiders still lead 3-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. Raiders in the first game of the TSSAA state tournament here on KSR Sports.
Let's face it, the old dollar don't go as far as it used to, but the good news is we have a friend that's on our side in that battle. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse is always mindful of their prices and give you the best meal and services hands down. All the regular delicious menu items you've come to love and some new menu items all at great prices. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse. Make that old dollar go further. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse, 601 North 1st Street, Pulaski. Great food for less. Drop by and see them.
This is Clay Doggett, your state representative for District 70, and I'm proud to share what makes Giles County such a special place to call home. From our rich history and strong values to our thriving local businesses and hardworking families, Giles County is built on community pride. We're blessed with beautiful farmland, vibrant small towns, and neighbors who always lend a helping hand. Whether it's gathering for local events, supporting our schools, or growing opportunities for the next generation, Giles County continues to be a shining example of Tennessee's best.
And we're back here. Top of the 4th inning. Raiders back at the plate. They lead 3-0 over the Sale Creek Panthers here in the TSSAA state tournament here in Class A ball. Let's see if I can get some scores from you from around the tournament, as I believe that Lawrence County, the Wildcats, are currently in action as well. Let's see if it shows. I'll let you talk while I'm trying to find it.
You can't multitask?
I can't do, well, no. I'm having to click a lot of buttons.
Not very well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so coming in here, the top of the 4th, we're in the 4th, right? Yeah,
yep,
it's going to be Brigham Worsham's going to get them started, and so last time up he did lay down a sack bunt to move runners, but weren't able to get them in.
Scores of note: 1-0 Lawrence County leads over Greenville in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-0 Coalfield leads over Greenfield in the top of the 2nd in another Class A game there. This one in the dirt to Worsham. And that's 63 pitches now.
The earlier game, Eagleville beat Gordonsville, right?
They did. So only 3-2. They were up 3-0, yeah. But Gordonsville made a run at it, scored 2 in the top of the 7th, but Eagleville ends up winning that one 3-2. And then, of course, the other one was University School, Johnson City. This one going to be close, but ground out there for Brigham Worsham. Nearly ran it out for out number 1 there. University School of Johnson City won 7-0 over Dresden.
Yeah, those other matchups, that Dresden University School was here before ours.
Right.
These others, they're playing at Wilson Central, which those of you, if you're not familiar with Murfreesboro, or that's the other side of Murfreesboro, down 840.
This one skied high, shallow outfield. Center fielder takes an inopportune line on that one, but makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for the Raider hitters.
So back to the top of the order, Gavin Schrader. Back to Worsham's contact. Like, he's probably the only one that could have made that play that close. Yeah. He's the speediest on the team.
Here's another base hit for Gavin Schrader. He's now 2 for 2 on the day.
Well, we talked about 2-out rallies and how much these guys like them. This would be a time to get it going as Schrader gives them a base runner on first. Cam Drake takes a minute to get the rest of his catcher's gear off. He was showing a couple of these guys are going to have to invest in some new pants, let's just say, because they have had some slides today that have torn into some parts of their pants. So he was showing earlier, you know, mamas don't care about that stuff if coaches don't care.
And Drake reached on a fielder's choice and also a walk and has stolen 2 bases so far, and I believe scored 2 runs, right?
He has. He's been 2 of the 3 today. Mayo's the other.
Schrader at first. Drake at the plate. They fire back again. Those don't count against his pitch count, but at the same time,
I know
for
you're
Raby,
using your arm. Yeah,
you are using your arm.
Yeah, you're still throwing.
Raby fires home now. Inside for a ball.
Yeah, I feel like they keep getting really worried about the base runners.
Yeah.
And he loses his focus getting to the plate.
Especially, well, I get it, though. Here's a stolen base for Gavin Schrader. This one goes in the outfield, but Schrader will pull up there. In this situation, I get why you'd worry. Now, with 2 outs and a runner on second, he's already in scoring position. I think you pay attention at the plate. But now suddenly Schrader scores on something that hits a gap. And so, that's an important stolen base there for Gavin Schrader. They've been pretty aggressive on the base paths, and it's paid off so far for the Raiders. So 1-1 count.
Yep.
1-1. This one gets hit. Center fielder, can he get to it? He can. Makes the snag on the line drive. So Raiders still at 3, but they do lead 3-0 here as we head to the bottom of the 4th here in the TSSAA State Tournament on KSR Sports.
This is Mike Keith for Winterburn and Associates Insurance. Winterburn Insurance is a full-service insurance agency, meaning they can help you with virtually every kind of personal insurance. Keep them in mind for auto, home, life, and health. Winterburn and Associates Insurance has been serving Giles County and the surrounding area for nearly 70 years, so they truly are a trusted choice. Get a quote online at winterburninsurance.com or call 363-8638. Winterburn and Associates Insurance, proud members of the Insurers of Tennessee.
Attention Giles County residents, looking for your next career opportunity? Look no further than M&M Staffing, your trusted local staffing agency. Owner John Braden Harper and recruiters Cree Holt and Mercedes Houston are all proud members of Giles County who understand our community inside and out. At M&M Staffing, we're your neighbors supporting local schools, athletes, organizations, and causes that matter to you. Visit us on Facebook, step into our office, or apply online at mnmstaffing.net. You can also give us a call at 931-347-4255. M&M Staffing, your bridge to a brighter future in Giles County.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 4th inning. 3-0 Richland Raiders. Want to give another shout out to our sponsors who have made this state tournament coverage possible. Thanks to Pulaski Electric System, Allsup & Associates, Murray Chevrolet GMC, Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home, First Realty Group, Coca-Cola, Employee Resources Credit Union, Walls Lumber, Gerald's Auto Body, First National Bank, Rusty Spur Steakhouse, State Representative Clay Doggett, Winterburn and Associates Insurance, M&M Staffing, Flat Rock Furniture, Pulaski Natural Gas, and Southern Tennessee Regional Health System.
Yes, thank you to those great sponsors for letting us, come and share share with everybody about these great student athletes. The work they've put in, they deserve this attention. Not easy to make a state run each, and have 2 in one season. Mark, at the beginning of the year, if you just said you and I were going to get to call 2 state runs,
I'd believe it, honestly. But you know what the funny thing is? Actually, I would have believed 3. I mean, this is one of the best years in Richland in history. Swing and a miss there. Bulls ahead 1-2 on the count there, but. And for the record, football was in the Elite 8.
Right,
they are in the equivalent of the state tournament, so I think you count that as 3. This one, hit, center field, Emerson Nelson, glides back, makes the grab, makes it look so easy in center field. There does the freshman.
He reads it off, and, he's just kind of trotting back there and brings it in as Raby was the one up to bat. Gives it a good ride into deep center, but
so I felt good about football to be in the final 8. I felt extremely good about girls basketball.
Yep.
I felt pretty good about boys basketball, and then I felt good about baseball, and I felt pretty good about soccer. So quite frankly, there were 5 teams I thought had a chance to be in the final 8. Only 3 of those 5 did end up getting it, but at the same time, just think about what a good season every single one of those teams had. 6 district regular season champs, 6 district postseason champs in the same year. Wow, hit a mile to center fielder. Center fielder Emerson Nelson, he cannot get to it. That is the first base hit of the day. This one, they get into second quickly. Oh, he might get the out. Oh, couldn't quite get him there. And a little extra contact there. The fielder there, Jack Jackson, runs into the base runner by accident. But Nelson nearly, by hitting the pickoff, was able to almost get the runner as he came off second to look toward third.
Yeah, he kind of rounded second to look back and came off the base. And then when Jackson goes to apply the tag, they incidental contact. And, Jackson's first one over there check on him and, just showing good sportsmanship. I mean, it was just nobody here upset. It wasn't anything malicious. It just happened in the action.
Yeah.
They're going to give
back
him
to
a
the
minute
point,
to
though.
walk it off.
I didn't want to say anything because people hate when you do, but Witt had a no-hitter until just now. That was 10 straight outs before he gave up his first hit of the day. It was a double to center field for Dylan Cunningham.
Yeah, he took that thing right to the fence line.
I mean, that was a well-hit ball. Off the bat, I was like, if Nelson finds a way to get this, then it's going to be an unbelievable play.
Going to be a great catch.
That brings up McClendon. First pitch is low for a ball.
Well, and this thing about Witt is, we talked about Raby kind of, you could read his body motion. He was getting frustrated with himself. Witt has that short-term memory. He's going to let that hit fly by and go right back to his training, and he just settles in. He stays calm, collected all the time.
2-0. This one, a sky ball to right field. I'm going to have to stand up to get my look on this one. Worsham fires. And it's about to say, the runner does move up to third, but that is out number 2. And so now 2 away. That brings up Axel Swinney. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Richland still leads 3-0. Would help if I change it to the bottom of the 4th. I was doing so good, Jennifer.
I'm sorry.
I was doing
supposed to be
so
checking
good
for you, too. We're getting into the game, folks, and so sometimes Mark has to do all this technical stuff. I just sit here and talk about things. So
clicking the buttons. This one, sky high. There's a lot of space back there. Drake can't quite get to it there. You know, you hear Coach Troy Hughes there calling for Will Shirey to move in and see if he can take control because he has a better read on it.
Right.
Because Cam has to double back on himself in order to try to make that grab there. Nearly gets it, but that will be strike 1 on the foul.
Cam makes a great effort on it, but it's skied so high. Well, and they've got the lights on now, so right where he turns,
that's
when
the
he's
hardest.
Looking up. I know you don't have sunlight, but those lights are coming right down in his eyes too. So
that's the hardest defensive play in baseball.
Yeah.
Strike 2. Catches him on one there, just above the knees. So moves ahead 0-2 in the count. A lot of things you can do here if you're Gage Witt. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. This one fouled off down the third base line, out of play. We'll set up again.
So Sell Creek, showing a little life, making Witt throw a few more pitches than usual, but got that hit off of him in this inning, but
0-2. Ooh, tried to frame that one, did Drake, but doesn't get the call. 1-2. That's the best thing you can throw there, is something that is probably technically a ball, but you might get a call on because you're so far ahead in the count. 1-2. This one grounded, shortstop, Jack Jackson fires to first for out number 3. So strands a runner on third after Gage Witt gives up his first hit of the day, but he's throwing a 1-hitter through 4 as the Raiders lead 3-0. We'll be back after a quick timeout here on KSR Sports.
Big discounts on one-of-a-kind items, several special in-store discounts. It's what you'll find every day at Flat Rock Furniture, 3030 Minor Hill Highway, Pulaski. Sectionals and recliners have rock-bottom prices. Get your new dining room suite squared away right now with huge discounts and a great selection. It's all at Flat Rock Furniture, open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 3. Hurry in and save big every day. Flat Rock Furniture, 3030 Minor Hill Highway, Pulaski, or call 931-363-1336, where you'll always get the best prices around.
Natural gas safety tips brought to you by Pulaski Natural Gas. Call before you dig. Don't hit a buried gas line. Before you dig or move earth in any way, call your local one-call number or utility locator service. They can tell you the location of buried natural gas lines, power lines, and other utilities so you can dig safely. These tips are brought to you by Pulaski Natural Gas, 363-1752, 363-1752.
And we are back here in the top of the 5th inning, and special guest Wade Neely in the house here, as apparently Cheatham County, Dixon County, and Hickman County. He had a lot to do here at the state tournament, being sports editor of 3 counties, but he still has time to come back and follow his first love, and that's Giles County sports. So special shout out to Wade Neely. We may talk to him here in a minute.
Yeah, well, he's already got his computer open, probably still working a little bit, but he's heard all about these Richland Raiders and the season they're having, so he wanted to.
The man never stops.
Yeah, I don't know if he sleeps.
Speaking of never stopping, Gage Witt is off to a great start today.
Absolutely.
They break up the no-no there, but he still hasn't thrown many pitches. On the other side, though, Brody Raby has struggled with some walks early. Pretty high pitch count here, as he's up to 70 pitches, 71 now after that one's fouled off by Jamison Andrews. Andrews had an RBI base hit on a double for your first run of the day. He will lead off here in the 5th. One count. Tucker Mayo on deck for the Raiders. Raby looks in, fires. That one called for a strike. They like the stuff around the knees today.
Yeah, because it looked like Andrews had to kind of back off of that one. And
swing and a miss there for the strikeout. So that is out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. That brings up Tucker Mayo.
Well, and the thing is that pitch looked a little low, but the way that it's been called, Andrews had to try to go for it. I will say this. He's been consistent with that call.
Yeah.
You know, he's liking the knees. And we're going to get another mound visit. It looks like they're going to pull Raby.
Let me see how many pitches. He has 74, so that's the right call.
Yep,
They want to throw him again Friday, is why they're pulling him with 74 here.
And so we'll have a pitching change here. Looks like.
Let me ask something to Mr. Wade Neely, though. You can lock in a pitcher at this level, can you? Or are you not allowed to do that? Like say, hey, this is his last batter period and lock the number? Yeah. So I'm surprised they didn't do that here, of saying, hey, this is his last batter. We're locking him in here. He can face one more batter no matter how many pitches, because that's a rule in high school. But they choose not to do that, so we will go ahead and take another quick timeout. Raiders lead it 3-0 here in the top of the 5th inning, but let's get another quick word from some of those fantastic sponsors who make this possible here on KSR Sports.
When it comes to your family's health, you can count on Southern Tennessee Regional Health System Pulaski. We're focused on keeping you at your best with annual screenings and preventative care. Having a family doctor helps you stay healthy, so our Southern Tennessee Medical Group makes it easy to find one. Call 1-800-424-DOCS. That's 1-800-424-3627, or visit southerntmpulaski.com to find a primary care physician.
Back here, top of the 5th inning.
Don't worry about it.
As Tucker Mayo at the plate, 1 out. This one a line shot. That's going to be a single to the outfield for Tucker Mayo. So they switch pitchers there, and first pitch is a base hit for the Raiders. In the game now, pitching will be number 26, Griffin Harmer. I thought it was Hammer at first. I said to myself, that would have been another great baseball name.
I think it's Harmer, yeah.
It is Harmer, though. I want it to be Hammer, but you can't always have it.
Gage Witt going to see if he can help himself out at the mound. He's in the plate or in the box now. Did you hear what he just asked me?
He asked if he was in the way.
He's just such a polite kid.
That's hilarious.
I was like, don't worry about me.
He's like, hey, I know that I'm playing for a state championship, but also
but I want
you're
you to make
watching
sure
me. Is it?
Am
I too close?
Please make sure. Raider Gage. That's his. I told him I had to give him that nickname because last game, Hollow Rock Brewston had a gauge also.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's fair. And Tucker Mayo was off running. Mayo, they're going to stop him there at third, but that's going to be a stand-up double for Gage Witt. I'll tell you, I know they wanted to keep Raby to throw him later in this tournament, but suddenly you're seeing Harmer get harmed a bit by the Raider batting order.
Well done, Mark Mize. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
But
I appreciate that.
Just to clarify for our listeners, that was one just right down the third baseline and then tails out. You can ask anybody in my family. It's one of my favorite hits. I know everybody likes the long ball and the home run, and all. I like that one because you just can't do anything about it. I mean, it tails off to the left and just keeps rolling. And here you've got wide outfields or outside the baselines, and so and like you said, Mayo was going on contact because you could just tell it was nobody was gonna get to it. Great hit by Gage Witt.
Would be really big if they could score a couple here.
Yeah, they really could use a couple more.
Because they're dominating statistically today. You know, they're out hitting them 7-1, but they're only up 3-0 right now. So you make that 5-0, and that's a different ball game, especially from a pitching perspective, because you know you'd like to take Witt out before he's burned for the tournament. Ooh, I'll be honest. I think Mayo would have been out on that pickoff, but it was on the backside of the umpire there, and he couldn't see it.
I don't know. It was awfully close. Good thing they don't have replay.
Yeah.
But,
I'm with you. I think there's
know.
a chance they got him there. But they call him safe second and third. That's just an extra incentive to say, ooh, I might need to be a little bit closer to that bag. Jack Jackson in there for a strike. Like I said, they like that pitch. And they've been calling it both ways, so that's okay. That's okay.
I don't have a problem with it as long as it's consistent across the board, and it has been today.
One down.
It's just a hard pitch to hit.
1-1. Here's the offering from Harmer. This one is batted off of the leg of Jack Jackson. Foul ball, 1-2.
So we'll see if we can clean this up a little bit. Got some contact now. Knows what he's looking for.
Harmer looks in. 1-2. That one outside. Evens up the count. So far today, Richland scored 1 in the first, 2 in the third. Trying to add some more here in the top of the fifth. This one high. Makes it a full count, so Jackson has worked all the way back. Will Shirey in the on-deck circle. Got to watch that pitch of the knees here.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, though. That will be out number 2. Brings up Will Shirey.
And that's, sometimes when you swap out pitchers like that, because you get used to what Raby was throwing and what to look for, and then you're facing a new pitcher again, and so you got to kind of refigure it out. And with good close there by
this
Raby.
one, a line shot. Oh, it's off the ankle there. This is going to be a close play at first. They are going to say out. Bang, bang play. I can't tell you what it was necessarily, but regardless, they're going to say that was out number 3. So good job by the second baseman to recover. And it's going to be 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th here on KSR Sports.
We've been cutting prices at Murray Chevrolet GMC. There are amazing red tag deals throughout our lot. Just look for the red hang tags and windows to find the very best deals in our inventory, like the Black Widow Edition Silverado 1500 RST with $12,000 off, or the 2025 Corvette E-Ray with over $14,000 in rebates. Many more great deals with thousands off on 2025 trucks. Swing through or visit our website, murraychevrolet.com, for all the info.
I'm Steve Pierce, owner, director, and embalmer at Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home and Crematory. Even though our funeral home is state-of-the-art, we pride ourselves on good old-fashioned funeral care. Being family-owned and operated with deep roots in our community, we are committed to offering one-on-one attention to every family at affordable prices. See the difference. Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home and Crematory, Giles County's funeral home of choice.
And so we're back here for the bottom of the 5th inning as Jennifer gets a chuckle from my off-the-air banter there.
Oh, you're just too funny, Mark Mize. So.
But Richland, big opportunity there. Like I said, such a dominant effort today. They're only up 3-0 though, and for a couple reasons, you want to get a couple runs here and get a little more breathing room. As is though, Gage Witt on the mound so far today has given up just 1 hit through 4 innings of work. Has only needed 46 pitches to get that done.
Yeah, it looks like they've stranded 6 runners today. I
think
believe.
so.
Yeah.
They did a little bit of that versus Hollow Rock Brewston and beat them 27-0 in 2 games. So,
Yeah, there were a couple times in those matchups they had bases loaded and didn't do anything with it. So they've been in this position before, but as long as Witt, just kind of keeps throwing and they maintain this defense. But I'd like to get a couple more across. I'd feel a little better.
This is your 8th grader, Louis Stevenson, at the plate, as it will be the 7-8-9 portion of the lineup here. This one, a pretty sharply hit ball. That's going to be foul, though, down the right field line.
And being an 8th grader, you can kind of tell he's smaller in stature, and I'm like, he's not big enough to hit that ball that far.
He's got a good swing,
but
though.
He really has fundamental technique at his swing, and so it makes a difference.
Witt throws this one high for ball 2, 2-2 count. Two. This one high as well. Full count now.
Drake a little short on the return, and so Witt's got to regather. I was just fixing to say he's so quick, and he gathers it in, resets, and goes.
Yeah.
He's one that not fastest in velocity, but just to reset and get his pitch across.
This one fouled back to the screen. We'll set back up another full count here. No outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Richland up 3-0. Leadoff hitter Louis Stevenson at the plate. This one fouled back again.
As Coach Patrick Nelson said, he'll get the next one as the
get those steps in.
He and Sale Creek are, trying to get these off the backstop.
Full count. This one is high. I believe, let me check to make sure. I think that's only the 2nd walk of the day.
Yeah, I think so, because I think I wrote
only the
down
2nd walk of the day that Witt's given up there, but gives up a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th.
I was like, I only had him for 1, but I also get a little distracted when I start watching.
Witt steps off here. As coming up to the plate, it is Mayor Duke. He's 0 for 1. This one low, and taking off for second there is Stevenson. Stevenson in at second, so runner in scoring position, no outs. And we're going to have Coach Sack come out to make a mound visit. We'll take that time to give another quick shout out to our sponsors. So once again, Richland Raider postseason baseball brought to you by a host of fantastic sponsors here on the KSR Sports Network. Those will be Pulaski Electric System, Alsop and Associates, Murray Chevrolet GMC, Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home, First Realty Group, Coca-Cola, Employee Resources Credit Union, Walls Lumber, Gerald's Auto Body, First National Bank, Rusty Spur Steakhouse, State Representative Clay Doggett, Winterburn and Associates Insurance, M&M Staffing, Flat Rock Furniture, Pulaski Natural Gas, and Southern Tennessee Regional Health System. So big inning here for Witt as Mayor Duke comes to the plate. 1-0 count. Runner on second, no outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Richland leads 3-0. Witt looks back the runner. They're showing bunt. Duke pulls it back and swings, and he fouls it off.
Coach Hughes from the dugout giving direction to the defense, making sure everybody stays with their job. That's basically what he's telling them.
1-1 count. Witt fires home, first strike, number 2.
So, again, if you're just joining, Panthers have a runner on second threatening. Raiders still lead 3-0. Bottom of the 5th.
This one grounded to Witt. Witt collects, fires to first, and he looks back the runner first. So good job by Witt on 2 fields there. 1, to look back the runner, keep that runner at second, but 2, to have time to still make the play to first for out number 1. That brings up your 9-hole hitter, Gabriel Hodges. He walked in his first appearance.
That's what we're talking about. You know, he just doesn't get rattled when he's on the mound. You see that just now in his defense. Like, he takes his time to collect, remembers he's got a runner on second. You know, I mean, I don't think people realize how much is going through a pitcher's mind when they're throwing.
This one fouled back out of play. Hodges, one of approximately 7,000 left-handed hitters today for the Sale Creek Panthers.
Something in the water in Sale Creek. There's a lot of lefties on this baseball team.
0-1 count. Witt looks back the runner at second. Throws it home. This one, a really nice bunt there. Witt fires to first. Can't get him out there, so runners first and third. Just a perfectly placed bunt there, and Hodges, he's got some wheels on him.
Yeah, really just fires down that line, and Witt even barehands that bunt to try to do. Almost goes a little high, but Schrader grabs it in because that could have really been disastrous if it gets by Schrader. But got runners on the corners threatening, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
And the thing is, you know they're probably going to try to steal on fielder's indifference there to make it second and third.
Right.
Assuming that Drake probably won't risk the double steal. We'll see what the call is here. They're going to throw back at first. Safe. Witt steps back to the mound. Runners on the corners, 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. A double play ball. Wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings here. Oh, wow, they caught him. But he gets back to first in time. The thing is, with a runner on third, you can't be as aggressive as you normally would be there. As Witt steps off the mound, you know, catches the runner in between the base paths, but then, you know, still has to think about that runner at third as well.
Well, because you don't want to make that too quick errant throw and let your runner on third get in.
I will note, though, there is a school of thought with a 3-0 lead that you're like, I want that second out. You know, I'll take it. I'll take that run in for an out this late in the ballgame. They're going to throw it. Throwing home here. Oh, this one bounces off the heel there. And that's actually going to get a runner all the way to third. And so they can't convert the attempt to throw back. They had Andrews cut it off, fire home. It's off the heel of the glove of Drake. And that's going to score a run and put a runner on third now. So first run of the day comes in for Sale Creek.
Yeah, as Witt delivers the pitch, Drake comes up firing to second, but instead of trying to apply the tag to the runner, Andrews fires immediately back to Drake. It just comes up a little bit off and goes into the area behind home plate. And so Sale Creek does get one across, 3-1.
In there for a strike. Like I said, though, I think there is a school of thought of just going after who it is at the plate, because if nobody else gets on, you know, they can't hurt you too bad because you have that 3-1 lead still. 1 down. This one high. Check the count for me on the scoreboard. Can you see it?
I can't see the scoreboard either.
Oh, fair enough.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I said it is so far tucked back in right field.
Yeah, because I think they may have missed it on Game Changer. They have 1-1 right now. We'll just assume that's true for the moment. In there for a strike. Good pitch there for Witt. One, 2 is what we're seeing here on Game Changer. Witt versus Gilchrist. Strike 3. There's a big out, number 2 for Gage Witt.
Yeah, just lets himself settle back in after that run comes across and just focuses all his attention to the batter, and now gets that all-important second out. And so now, even though there's a runner sitting at third, you've just got to go and get this third out.
Third strikeout of the day. This one popped a mile-high foul back on the first base line. They're desperately trying to yell to a group of girls who are not paying attention.
but it kept sailing over into, I guess that's their softball field back behind us.
This one a bit low for a ball. 1-1 count here. Richland up 3-1. This one popped, foul down the first base line, chasing, and that's out of play.
Yeah, just too far out. Schrader was given chase and was Worsham, but couldn't get to it.
They do move ahead in the count, though. 1-2.
1-2.
1-2. Runner on third. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Gage Witt versus Joe Bell. Witt. This one popped. Right field line. Foul.
Again, Worsham getting a workout out in right field as he keeps trying to chase these down. And he's got wheels. We know he's the quickest, but they're out of baseballs. They put so many out of play.
You need those.
So one sitting here over in the Richland dugout, quickly tossed out.
1-2 count. And they actually have to call time because there's a errant baseball hanging out just about 5 feet behind the third base umpire, as he didn't notice it back there. And then he tries to throw it out of play, and he misses. And now he goes chases again. Just want to remind everyone, not all umpires are former players. Some of them are. Not all.
He might have been, but he's not in his prime anymore. That looks like something I would do, like try to throw it over the fence and
1-2 count.
Just nail the fence instead.
Just a bit high, 2-2. Joe Bell. Gage Witt. 2-2 pitch. This one fouled back to us. We'll set up once again. Probably the battle of the day.
Yeah.
As this one has huge implications here in the bottom of the 5th inning with Richland up 3-1.
Well, and he's at 70 pitches now as well.
This one fouled back and out of play.
Oh, that hit something behind us because sounds like a metal roof took that one. And so now, interesting, and it's like you were talking about earlier, I believe he gets to finish this batter even if it goes over. Yeah.
Well, you actually have to call out and say freeze. Basically, you can't just assume. You do have to say, hey, on this pitch, I'd like to freeze my pitcher. 2-2. 2 outs. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back. Becoming a recurring theme here at Rockvale High School as the 2-hole hitter, Joe Bell, who's 0 for 1 on the day, and Gage Witt locked into a battle for the ages.
2-2 count, right? 2 outs.
This one popped. I think Jack Jackson made the diving grab. They will say he did.
Wow, another
Jackson, full length there. Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Yeah. Put him on the highlight reel tonight, folks. Check him out.
Center top 10 play gets the Raiders out of a jam. 3-1. Richland on top as we head to the top of the 6th here on KSR Sports.
Fans, from the coin toss to the final quarter, stay refreshed with an ice-cold Coca-Cola as you cheer on the Raiders. Just head to the concession stand and grab the perfect refreshment to share with fellow fans. Share a Coke with a teammate, a rival, or a friend this season. Thank you for choosing Pulaski Coca-Cola. It's time to load up on the best snacks and some delicious ice-cold Coke for all your game day guests. Nothing tastes like everyone you love and everything you like coming together. Coca-Cola. Together, taste better.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie. And we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
Back here for the top of the 6th inning. Raiders get out of a jam there. It'll be the 2nd inning of work here for Harmer for Sale Creek, the relief pitcher in place of Raby, who started the game for the Sale Creek Panthers. Due up for the Raiders, it'll be Brigham Worsham, Emerson Nelson, and Gavin Schrader.
Get out of the inning on another spectacular grab by Jack Jackson at shortstop. I mean, he's had 2 of those tonight. Shirey had that good over-the-shoulder, that foul ball earlier, but I tell you, Jackson putting in some good defensive work.
Yeah. But, once again, Raiders really feel like you need some insurance runs here because now suddenly you're in a situation where you may just have to leave Witt in and burn him. Now, also another thing to note is we may have some rainouts this week.
That's true.
So you may just want to burn him because you're probably not playing a championship Friday. You might be playing it later. And so I really, that's a tough call for the coaches there. We'll see what they decide. But this one's in the dirt for ball 1, Harmer versus Worsham.
Well, that's the thing that we've talked about with the Raiders. They've got good depth.
Yeah.
From the pitching mound, so they've got a lot of arms they can pull from. So yeah, it'll be interesting what they decide to do here.
Swing and a miss there. This one popped up, giving chase down the first baseline. Out number 1.
Yeah, and I don't know who made the catch, because
the fan reaction told me.
Yeah,
whether or not
you can
out.
hear Sale Creek reacting, but where they've got us set up, we are right next to a dugout that is full concrete, so not much view of the foul territory along the first baseline.
First one in there for a strike low. 0-1 count to Nelson. They love that at the knees ball there. 0-2 count as he hits that spot again.
Yeah, if they're giving it, you're going to have to try to put something on it.
This one fouled back by Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson cuts at that one because that was another one kind of at the knees and gets a little piece of it. That's the thing, though, is I know they say that strike zone, but, man, those are hard to hit that low.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to adjust your body, and especially on taller guys, so like Schrader's coming up next, and I think about Will Shirey. Those are low cuts for those guys.
Here's the pitch. This one lined. That's going to be a single. Well, actually, they're going to try to throw him out at first. They don't get him, but wow, the right fielder was playing so shallow. Nelson's hit some doubles this year. I really think they're kind of disrespecting his power there.
Yep.
But right fielder comes up firing, and he only beats it by about a second and a half there for the single.
Yeah, I was able to kind of stretch on that last bit and just punches the bag before the throw.
By the way, one of the things I called a hit earlier was actually an error, and so that's why we're just now back to 7 hits, is because I had to pull one off the board. Speaking of hits, Gavin Schrader is 2 for 3 on the day. First pitch is high. Schrader's put one out so far this year. It'd be nice if he could put another one over the fence. I know it's a little bit of a cool night, not much wind, but he's got some power as a freshman. I think Nelson's going to steal one here. 2-0.
Keeping Nelson close. You don't want to try to get a steal here and get thrown out. Or this is why these coaches, boy, there's so many little things they're having to make decisions on.
2-0. Oh, this one bounces at the plate. Schrader alertly doesn't move at all as it rolls between his legs.
He's not going to help out in case Nelson.
Well, he doesn't want to potentially interfere if Nelson.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Coach Troy Hughes along the first baseline. Great to see him back coaching. Just feels natural.
3-0 count to Schrader. Harmer's pitch. In there for strike 1.
Coach Matt Sakowitz over on the third base side waiting for a runner to instruct.
3-1. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 2. Nelson did steal second. No one was there as they kind of threw it behind him. You can probably live with that.
Yeah, but it was an interesting, almost a delayed throw over to second, and nobody was there. Nelson was already kind of standing up at the base.
Full count, and so now they're going to have a meeting on the mound. This one without the coach, just the team coming out. But Schrader is at the plate, full count, runner on second. This would be a huge insurance run if Schrader or Drake can get him across. Nelson's got some wheels here. I think a single to the outfield probably scores him, depending on where that hit is. Full count. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3 to Gavin Schrader, bringing up Cam Drake with 2 down and another runner in scoring position.
So Drake has been responsible for 2 of the 3 runs tonight. One came courtesy of Andrews' RBI in the first, and the other off the Mayo, which could have been an RBI single, but I really think that's what they scored the error.
Yeah.
As
No,
it went
you're
right
right
through the third base.
Right.
Third baseman's legs literally looked like routine miss.
This one low, 1-0 count to Drake.
Nelson still sitting at second.
1-0 count. This one low and away, 2-0. Drake 0 for 2 on the day, but reached on a fielder's choice and a walk and scored a pair of runs. 2 stolen bases as well for the junior catcher. They're going to look back the runner at second. Nelson only had about a 4-foot lead. I don't really.
Yeah, and there was nobody to throw to either. There's nobody covering.
Like I said, with 2 outs, I think you're looking at one thing and one thing only. I think you're looking at the guy at the plate. I really just don't understand that school of thought. And they're going to look him back again.
Dugout getting a little chant routine going. They just want him to throw to the plate. Drake's ready.
Yeah. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Two outs, so any contact, Nelson's going to be turning the Jets on.
2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
You know, Harmer started off a little rough, and he's kind of settled in. But I tell you, his velocity is a little slower than Raby, and so batters are just a tad ahead of him.
2-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second. This one high, full count. And they have officially burned Harmer for tomorrow, as he's up to 27 pitches. Only allowed 25 per day to not need a day's rest. Here's the pitch. This one low, and that will be a walk. Jamison Andrews comes to the plate. Can he make some magic happen again? An RBI double in the first inning. He's 1 for 3 with that RBI double.
Yeah, Andrews, he's had a couple of strikeouts on some of those really low knee calls, but Andrews, though, that senior experience coming into play here, can he be patient and get the pitch that he wants as Mayo makes his way to the on-deck circle?
Runners first and second. Calls time as the coach is going to head out for a mound visit. Like we said, want to take another opportunity to talk about those fantastic sponsors. So bringing you a Richland Raider State Tournament Baseball here on KSR Sports are Pulaski Electric System, Allsup & Associates, Murray Chevrolet GMC, Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home, First Realty Group, Coca-Cola, Employee Resources Credit Union, Walls Lumber, Gerald's Auto Body, First National Bank, Rusty Spur Steakhouse, State Representative Clay Doggett, Winterburn and Associates Insurance, M&M Staffing, Flat Rock Furniture, Pulaski Natural Gas, and Southern Tennessee Regional Health System. I'd be interested.
I don't know whether
Yeah.
you're just trying to reset or Harmer. Or they've got the umpire out now with them. That's interesting. So Harmer's going to stay on the mound, and we're going to get back to action here with Andrews awaiting some pitches. Be a good time for a Andrews long ball.
Yep.
How about it?
This one in the dirt.
Of course, if he walks Andrews, bases loaded, you got your cleanup sitting in the on deck too with some power.
I don't think he's going to walk Andrews.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean,
I think he's going to give him something to hit here.
Yeah.
Andrews is going to do something one way or another. That one in there at the knees for a strike. 1-1 count. Harmer looks back at the runner at second. And he's going to step off here to try to keep those two runners accountable. At second base, it's Emerson Nelson. At first base, it's Cam Drake, as Richland leads 3-1, in the top of the sixth. Andrews at the plate. Harmer nods. Here's the pitch. This one fouled above my head, backing out of play.
caught that metal roof again. I think that's the dugouts over for softball. Has that good hollow metal roof sound. So Andrews 1-2 count.
This one fouled back against the screen. He'll get another shot at this. 1-2 count versus Harmer. Runners first and second, 2 down. You have to protect at the knees here. Mayo in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back straight up in the air. Catcher is going to struggle to get this one. Unable to make the play. He lost it in the lights there.
Yeah,
you feel bad for the young man.
Same thing we saw with Drake earlier because, I mean, Bell had a glove on it, and he just wasn't able to. His body was not turned the right way to kind of corral it in and falls out of his glove. So Andrews stays alive.
Andrews gets new life here. 1-2 count. Runners first and second. Fans are starting to get into it here. Harmer's pitch is high for a ball. And by getting into it, I mean they're getting involved in the game. They're not like fighting each other. Like, I guess I should have clarified.
Showing some Raider spirit. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant, but I think most people did too.
Yeah. Deuces, 2-2 count. Fouled back.
Andrews really fighting off as he's probably been the one tonight that has had that knee call so much.
Yeah.
And so he's really finding ways to, he's not been able to send it, but he's keeping himself alive.
This one, a line shot. It's going to be down. That's going to score a runner. Oh, wow, they're sending Drake.
They're sending Drake, and
at the plate.
Know, it's going to be close.
They get him at the plate, but the Raiders do get one. And so an RBI double off the bat for Jamison Andrews for the second time today makes it 4-1 Raiders as we head to the bottom of the sixth here on KSR Sports.
Walls Lumber and Hardware would like to wish the Richland Raiders the best of luck in the 2026 TSSAA State Baseball Tournament. Walls Lumber and Hardware is a family-owned building supply company located in Campbellsville. Since 1988, they've been supplying contractors and the public with the materials and equipment they need for their building projects, both large and small. Got a project? Come see them. Walls Lumber and Hardware. Open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 3 on Saturday at 10416 Campbellsville Road in Pulaski. Call 363-2550.
We meet by accident, a play on words. But when you need us, we're there. Gerald's Auto Body and Gerald's Auto Repair is a trusted friend when you need auto repairs or auto body work. We specialize in making you feel at ease in a time that can be uncertain at best. We take the worry away and give you our very best. Gerald's Auto Body and Gerald's Auto Repair, a trusted friend when you need us. Call 363-0539 or drop by 716 North 1st Street, Pulaski.
First National Bank is an independent community bank. Being independent allows us to be innovative, to adapt and respond quickly and efficiently to your financial needs. We know the needs of this area. Our interest and our loyalty are to the people who live and work here. They are more than names and faces. They're our friends and our neighbors. Together, we're making communities great. Member FDIC.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Richland Raiders. It's the lefty, Trey Fox. I'll tell you, though, they're playing Paramore here, but, you know, his walkout song is, what does the Fox say? And so that's unfortunate that they didn't have that queued up for him.
I could tell you a few things.
We got a little time.
One of the funniest, really unique kids, like you'll just never know what he really is going to say. So it's the perfect song for him. Just really keeps you entertained. Just a really fun kid. These guys, that's the thing. I'm listening to them in the dugout. They're still just having a blast. You know, they don't act like they're playing in a state game. They're just having fun. They're just out there and doing their thing. And this is just another baseball game for them. And
bottom of the 6th inning, it's 4-1 Raiders as Trey Fox heads to the mound. I think they're going to let Fox throw up to 25 pitches over the next 2 innings. At the plate, it is going to be Brody Raby, who has now ditched the sleeves. I think he had sleeves earlier, didn't he?
He did.
Am I crazy?
Yeah, he's got
It's an undershirt, I guess.
Or has he got them tucked up? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's got a sleeveless look going.
They're going to say that missed 2-0 count. I don't know where. This one grounded. First base, Gavin Schrader. He's going to race to first for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
I think it's a whole new shirt. Sale Creek, blue and white. Because I just don't know this team very much, but that's an interesting.
You hear Suns out, guns out, but the sun's been down for 2 hours, Jennifer.
Yeah. I don't know. I've noticed a lot of their players have bleached blonde hair, too. Have you seen that?
I have.
So, keep forgetting to look if all of them do.
That was your starting pitcher, Raby, who just grounded out to first. That brings up your cleanup hitter, Dylan Cunningham. Now, I'll be honest with you. That's a pitch that I feel like the Sale Creek pitchers are getting. As Fox, they say, misses at the knees there. 2-0 count here. Here's your 2-0. This one fouled back by Cunningham. Raiders up by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Raiders are the road team today, although, of course, everyone's a road team here. This is being played at Rockvale High School here in the Class A tournament. They're going to say that one missed, 3-1.
A lot of Raider fans not happy with that call.
I think Fox has been good so far. He's gotten a couple tough calls. This one may be grounder, to Andrews. Gonna be close and safe on the error there by Jamison Andrews.
Yeah, he got a glove on it, but then when he goes to transfer, he just kind of bobbles it just enough that he can't field it cleanly and complete the play, as he had to really work off a second, almost over to first base, as Schrader sets up and waits on it.
Brings up McClendon, the right-handed batter. 0-2 on the day. Runner at first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 1. Fox looks back the runner, fires home. This one called high for a ball. This one hit high. Wow, Tucker Mayo has to chase that one down, but he gets there in time. Warning track power for McClendon makes it 2 outs. Trey Fox probably has the most movement on his pitches of anyone on this Raider staff here, and gets the big out there. That's going to be 2 down, runner on first for Sale Creek.
Yeah, Fox looking clean, and like I said, there's been a couple that I don't know. I felt like they could have maybe gone as strikes, but didn't get the call. You just gotta brush them off and keep throwing.
First one in there for a strike. As it's funny, Axel Swinney, actually dove back out of the way there as he pulls back, but they're going to say that one caught the zone. Just shows how much movement
That's that movement you were
Fox
just talking
has
about.
there.
Yep.
0-1. In there for strike number 2 as Fox moves ahead 0-2. So way ahead in the count here, 2 down. Swing and a miss for strike number 3 as Trey Fox marches off the field with a scoreless inning here in the bottom of the 6th. We're headed to the final inning of regulation. 4-1. Richland Raiders lead here in the Class A state tournament.
First National Bank is an independent community bank. Being independent allows us to be innovative, to adapt and respond quickly and efficiently to your financial needs. We know the needs of this area. Our interest and our loyalty are to the people who live and work here. They are more than names and faces. They're our friends and our neighbors. Together, we're making communities great. Member FDIC.
Let's face it, the old dollar don't go as far as it used to. But the good news is we have a friend that's on our side in that battle. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse is always mindful of their prices and give you the best meal and services hands down. All the regular delicious menu items you've come to love and some new menu items, all at great prices. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse. Make that old dollar go further. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse, 601 North 1st Street, Pulaski. Great food for less. Drop by and see them.
Back here for the top of the 7th inning. Richland up 4-1 here in this TSSAA opening game of the Class A tournament. Due up here is going to be Tucker Mayo, Gage Witt, and Jack Jackson. Raiders trying to add to this 3-run lead after a terrific start for Gage Witt and a strong outing there from Trey Fox there in the 6th. Of note, he's only thrown 14 pitches, so he gets 11 more that he can throw in the 7th and still would have a chance to pitch tomorrow. I guarantee they won't let him get over 25.
Yeah, they're going to keep a close eye on that, and maybe that's all he needs. You know, just he could make some quick work.
It does suggest to me that he will, that Cooper Jackson will start game 2 tomorrow. I'm going to venture based on the fact we saw Trey tonight, but I think Trey starts game 3 if they have a game 3 tomorrow. And so as a result, you know, I'm pretty confident that that's what they're doing here.
Would be nice to get a couple more insurance runs here at the top of the 7th.
No doubt.
Tucker Mayo, see if he can kind of get this rolling.
And the difference here is you have the heart of your lineup if you're the Raiders. This one fouled back and out of play. You're running with your 4, 5, 6 guys. The bottom of the 7th, due up for Sale Creek, it's going to be your 7, 8, 9.
Right.
Harmer still on the mound for Sale Creek. He's been pretty efficient in relief action here today.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, they've burned him for tomorrow because he's about to tip on 40 pitches.
They don't watch it. They may burn him for Thursday.
Yeah.
This one high, 2-1 count.
And here's the thing, playing some teams that we're not super familiar with, I don't know how deep they go, really, with, you know, beyond a couple of these guys. So I don't know if they have anything behind Harmer. They may have to just leave him.
This one low for a ball. Yeah, if he throws a 51st pitch, then he's burned for Thursday as well. Excuse me, 56th. I was looking at the wrong bracket. In there for a strike at the knees for Mayo. Full count. Full count for Mayo, your cleanup hitter. This one, line shot down the right field line. It's a base hit, and they're saying that got away, so they're going to have him go for 2. Oh, wow, he's thinking about 3.
Yeah. Get down, get down.
And he slides in safely. A leadoff triple for Tucker Mayo.
Gets on past the right fielder and keeps rolling, and so Tucker Mayo patient at the plate, and then gives it a ride. They have all these different motions. You know, if they hit a double, they do the
it's almost a land shark type thing or something. I don't know.
And then that one, so it's just funny all the different things they do. That's what I said. They're just still having a blast in the dugout.
So runner on third with no outs. Big scoring opportunity. Let's see if we can add a couple more. Witt at the plate. First one misses outside for a ball. This one is fouled down the right field line. Mayo's thinking about it. They're unable to make the snag, though, because as Mayo was lined up as if he's like, you know what, right fielder, if you catch it, do you think you can throw me out on the sac fly?
Yeah, as Sir said, they were seeing if it was deep enough, because it did kind of just keep carrying out.
1-1 here to Witt. Infield is in as they want to make that play at the plate if they could, because they know that a 4-run lead is going to be pretty hard to come back from here. As it gets eerily quiet, 1-1 pitch. This one about the same spot again. This one probably, yep, they couldn't get this one either. This one was going to be a little easier, but they still couldn't get to it. Kind of no man's land there between the first baseman and the right fielder. 1-2.
Witt making sure they're getting their steps in for sure.
Yeah. One, two. This one, a line shot to center. Ain't nobody going to catch that one. Bounces off the wall. And is Witt thinking about a triple? Nope, he'll stop with the stand-up double. A fist pump from Gage Witt. And that's going to be an RBI double for what has probably been this year's MVP for the Raiders.
You could tell off the bat, like you said, nobody was getting to that one. Man, had there been a little bit of breeze, that might have just gone over, because, I mean, that thing caught the top of the wall.
I always,
in deep center.
So how I decide if someone's going to catch the ball is their body language.
Yeah.
And the center fielder
he turned and ran.
was just like, I'm not even looking for this ball. I am looking for it after it hits the ground.
He was going to see where it was going to carry him off. And
interestingly,
nice hit.
Oh, yeah, it's because he's no longer the pitcher.
Yeah, he's going to stay in running.
Yeah, he ran over, but he ran over to give off his elbow guard. A chance for more here. A double with 0 outs brings up Jack Jackson. Can the Raiders finally cash in after stranding runners throughout the first 6 innings today?
Raiders lead 5-1 as Mayo crossed on the Witt double, deep double.
Jack Jackson at the plate. They look back Witt. Fires home for strike number 1. Here's the pitch. This one in the dirt. Witt is going to get to third. Oh, Witt almost falls down as he tries to get back to third there. As Sack, claps him on the back there, and they have a good laugh together. But
yeah, what happens, he rounds third, and when he tries to cut back, he loses
full
his
head
footing.
of steam.
And has to quickly scramble back to
5-1.
third. We're laughing, but man, that could have been rough.
Yeah, 5-1 Raiders. Still no outs. Jack Jackson at the plate. In there for strike 2. It's 1-2 on the count.
On deck, Will Shirey. No outs.
Ooh, that one foul tipped.
1-2 count as Jackson keeping himself alive.
Here's the pitch. This one in the dirt, 2-2.
I tell you, Bell's had to do a lot of work behind the plate tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he's saved several that a lesser catcher would let go.
This one, they call it low. Full count now.
Witt still on third. 4-run lead. Be good to get Witt across.
This one grounded to third. Oh, they botched this one. And that's going to be an error leading to another run. And wow, Jack Jackson slides in safe at second. 2-base error there. And another run on the board for the Richland Raiders. Finally getting that breathing room. We were just kind of waiting for it all day. Like, are they ever really going to break through here? They've been dominating from start to finish.
Yeah, you really have felt like Richland's been the better team tonight, but just weren't able to get some of the runs across that we're used to seeing. Have stranded several runners, but putting a few more insurance runs across here in the 7th. 6-1 is your lead for the Raiders.
And you got a runner on second with no outs, Will Shirey. Low for ball one, and that means that Harmer indeed will be burned for Wednesday and for Thursday. So suddenly Sail Creek, just almost a disastrous situation today, as you've had to use some pitchers and it really hasn't worked out for you. That one in there for a strike right across the plate.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's just been the patience of the Raider batters, you know, making Raby and now Harmer throw extra pitches each time, and then battling off with some foul balls and just pushing those pitch counts up.
Big swing and a miss there for Shirey. 1-2.
Yeah, just way ahead of that is that ball almost just threw the brakes on as it's coming in. It's hard to lay off a pitch like that.
Oh, what a job by Bell to get out in front of that one. They throw it down to second, but Jackson is back safe. Bell, like really a genuinely incredible play. Almost like he was a shortstop there, as he has to one hop to his right to catch that off of the bounce.
And then comes up throwing.
Yeah.
And nearly, he was close getting Jackson on the pickoff.
That one misses inside. Full count once again.
Sail Creek, good team, but Joe Bell's been probably one of their most impressive players.
Yeah.
He's really good behind the plate.
Full count, Shirey at the plate, no outs, runner on second. This one popped a mile high over my head. I was nervous for a second there.
Yeah, I was saying it looked like it was going to come down a little closer, but
I would have one-handed it. Can you kidding me?
You're so confident. You can say that now because it didn't happen.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I played t-ball. It's the last baseball I played. As soccer was the only thing I played in high school, but I played t-ball when I was a kid.
Well, then I have all the faith in the world.
Yeah, as you should. This one fouled back and out of play. 6-1, Raiders on top, as they've already put 2 on the board here in the 7th, looking for more with a runner on second, no outs, and Shirey battling here against Harmer. This one grounded. He's going to get his job done one way or another. Oh, off the heel of the glove. I'm going to count that as an infield single. Ow, and what an aggressive play there by the Raiders. Oh, my goodness. Jack Jackson comes home to score. Then Shirey takes second, and an errant throw gets him to second safely. And so unbelievable there, as Coach Sakowitz basically was like, you know what, Jack, I know it's still on the infield, but why don't you just see if you can catch him off guard? And he does indeed.
They didn't really attack.
Yeah.
I mean, they just kind of haphazardly were trying to, you know, after he missed, nobody really went and attacked and tried to gather the ball too quickly. And so Sakowitz, knowing the speed of Jackson, sends him.
I'm going to be honest with you. The body language for Sale Creek hasn't been great in the 7th. He kind of feels like
the wheels are coming off for him.
Yeah, after they couldn't get to Fox there in the 6th, it kind of felt like they, may have lost confidence. This one in there for strike 1 to Worsham. How crazy would it be? Never mind, it's top of the 7th. I was going to say, if it was the bottom of the 6th, I was thinking, are they going to mercy rule this? But no, you can't.
Yeah, we're top,
because they do get a chance to bat in the inning even if you get up by 10.
We said we wanted some insurance runs, and they have definitely answered.
3 runs so far here in the 7th. No outs. Brigham Worsham at the plate. Wiltshire on second.
6-run lead for the Raiders. No outs still, though, so they could really still add to this total as you got, like you said, Shirey on second, Worsham at the plate.
1-1 count. Outside. But really, I know that it doesn't show. I mean, I guess it finally does start to show on the scoreboard now that 7-1. But a 12-hit day in the state tournament versus the other team's ace, that's got to make you feel really good about how you're hitting the baseball right now. And by the way, they're not done. They could add to that 12-hit total. 2-1. Low for a ball, 3-1.
Yeah, and it's almost like I'm wondering if they've got much of a third, because
well, my thing is maybe they're just like, we're going to have to win a lot of games if we lose this one, so might as well save our second and third best pitcher.
Well, I'm saying Harbor just looks like his arms run out.
Yeah. I feel like he's your long reliever.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there from Worsham. It will be a full count now. Runner on second, no outs. But, I'd venture that he's your long reliever, and you're just like, man, just keep us in it. And if we don't win, we have the pitchers. And if we do win, then, hey, just money in the bank. Full count. Swing and a miss. That'll be a strikeout for Brigham Worsham, but still just one down as Emerson Nelson heads to the plate. Nelson is 1 for 3 with a run scored.
Nelson, the lefty, with the teal and pink attire, batting gloves.
I respect it.
Shin guard.
This one in the dirt. This one gets away, so Shirey will walk to third, basically.
Easily.
Didn't really have to even show much urgency there, as there's just so much space behind the catcher here.
Yeah.
The backstop is easily, 25 feet?
Yeah, it's a deep, deep backstop. Well, Shirey, he walks about everywhere because his stride is it's got such long length that he didn't have to move very fast from second to third. Couple steps and he was to third.
Oh, oops!
Another mound visit.
They didn't count that as an error on them earlier this inning.
On the second baseman?
The second baseman I don't think was an error because I think he was going to run it out. But I think
the E6.
I think the Jackson one was.
Yeah, I put it in my notes as an E6, but
I don't really. I usually,
but I'm not official.
I usually do what Game Changer does. I'm cool with whatever.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not the official. So
yeah, I don't consider myself very official at all. That one misses
part
for
of
a
that.
ball.
These are just my notes to remember what happened because people will say like, "What?" And I'm like, "Did I call a game yesterday?"
Game Changer, the era of if you don't have Game Changer, I would suggest getting it because it is truly a game changer. Like swing and a miss there for Nelson. I know that was cheesy, but like legitimately,
it's helpful. Yeah,
with Chandler's help, I'm covering 6 teams, and I guess only 4 that are Diamond Sports, but those 4 teams, I can look up any of their real-time stuff. I can look up any of their historical games. It's amazing. There's strike number 2 to Nelson looking. But I would encourage anyone listening, follow along on Game Changer if you have a phone free in your hand, because then you can look up all the stats. It's genuinely like getting the ESPN experience for high school baseball.
Yep.
Shameless plug for Game Changer. This one hit a mile, but that's going to be foul. Nelson really hit that one on a frozen rope.
That had stayed fair, man. That he'd find himself on third easily.
I mean, don't look now, but they're about to burn Harmer for Friday.
That's what I said. It's interesting.
Now, like I said, I also suspect we'll get at least one rain out. And as a result, is this, you know, really the pitch count rules compared to what you're going to see this week? You know, we're assuming every game gets played. You know, things could change. This one high.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks have looked at forecasts, and especially tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow morning games that folks are concerned with. And
this one outside. Great job by Emerson Nelson to work back from 1-2 to earn a walk here on that pitch with a full count. Runners on the corners, and you're probably going to get a steal on fielder's indifference there because they probably don't want that runner from third, Will Shirey, to score. So you could probably easily take second here.
Well, it looks like some of the storms they were calling for in the morning have pushed a little later in the day, but it would affect that 12:30 game time possibly.
Yeah, which is suddenly the game that it looks very likely the Raiders are going to be playing.
Yep.
Are they intentionally, what are they calling here? Okay, I think they're going to take out, how many pitches does Harmer have? Oh, 76, it's too late.
Yeah, I sort of say they've missed it.
Yeah.
Well, unless they let him finish there.
No, they have
because
to.
He didn't throw anything.
You have to declare.
Well, maybe they did, and we just didn't hear it.
I do declare.
We just didn't hear the declaration.
They're going to take him out there, and so we will have a new pitcher after this timeout. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. Richland leads 7-1 over Sail Creek in the opening game of the TSSAA Class A tournament here on KSR Sports.
Let's face it, the old dollar don't go as far as it used to, but the good news is we have a friend that's on our side in that battle. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse is always mindful of their prices and give you the best meal and services hands down. All the regular delicious menu items you've come to love and some new menu items all at great prices. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse. Make that old dollar go further. The Rusty Spur Steakhouse, 601 North 1st Street, Pulaski. Great food for less. Drop by and see them.
This is Clay Doggett, your state representative for District 70, and I'm proud to share what makes Giles County such a special place to call home. From our rich history and strong values to our thriving local businesses and hardworking families, Giles County is built on community pride. We're blessed with beautiful farmland, vibrant small towns, and neighbors who always lend a helping hand. Whether it's gathering for local events, supporting our schools, or growing opportunities for the next generation, Giles County continues to be a shining example of Tennessee's best.
Late night baseball here on WKSR Sports. It is 7-1. Raiders lead this one over the Sail Creek Panthers in this opening game of the Class A tournament. Raiders have scored 3 runs so far in the 7th and trying to add to that advantage here with 1 out and runners on the corners for one Gavin Schrader.
All right, so let's see. This new pitcher
is a freshman.
And his name is?
It's one of the biblical prophets.
Elijah Morrow. Did you say he's a freshman?
He is.
So we'll see what he's got.
Schrader at the plate. Another freshman. In the freshman versus freshman matchup, who will win? First one's in there for a strike.
So back in action, runners on the corners. Shirey on third, Nelson on first, Schrader at the plate, Drake on deck. And a partridge in a pear tree, right?
Respect that. 0-1. And Nelson is off. They don't even try to stop him. Fielder's indifference sends him to second. So now you have runners on second and third.
Schrader's had a couple of really good hits today.
But you are down 0-2 in the count, though.
Yep.
Oh, this one's sharply hit. That's going to be a base hit. And that's probably going to score a couple. There will be a play at the plate, but safely sliding in is Emerson Nelson. A 2-run single for Gavin Schrader makes it 9-1 Raiders.
And what was that you were saying? He was down 0-2? Schrader said, watch this, Mark Mize. He was just sizing him up.
He's one of the few players on this team I actually personally know.
Yeah, and it's just so funny because he's one of these kids. He's very animated when you talk to him.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's so fun.
He was talking to us. So, he wasn't able to play in the scrimmage the other night for football because he had just finished winning a sectional game to send them to state tournament. So he and your son, Landon Hawkins, and I were sitting there talking on the sideline.
Yeah, he's another one. He'll keep you entertained. That's why I said this team, they're just so much fun to be around.
What a cool moment for Schrader, too. He's now 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs in the state tournament as a freshman. Morrow with the throw to Drake. It's in there for a strike. Still only 1 out. I'll be honest, I don't think you send Trey back out there now that it's 9-1, considering you might need him for game 3.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they'll do something different. I had that thought a while ago when we started plating a few. And now you're up 8 runs.
At this point, I'm kind of feeling Will Shirey or Mylan Dickey. Being up by 8 is, go ahead and throw one of the guys who you may see in relief action later, but Trey is probably going to start one of the first 3 games.
And you give them a chance, too, to say they threw in the state tournament. I mean, you got things like that.
And I don't know if people are filming this right now. I guess technically it is on video because of FHS, so you give them less. I don't know how much how much video work you have of stuff like this. So you see fewer pitches from him in terms of the other teams in this tournament, potentially having video out there. It's not like basketball. I think it's probably harder to find certain pitchers.
Yeah.
Because, you might get 5 games worth of video, and then you might have been unlucky and gotten 5 games in which a guy didn't pitch, and suddenly they throw him versus you. 2-1 count to Drake. In there for a strike, 2-2. Runner on first is Gavin Schrader. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 9-1 is your Raider lead.
In this top of the 7th, these runs has lasted a while and still only 1 out.
In there for strike 3, looking. That'll bring up Jamison Andrews with 2 down.
Andrews got things started with an RBI way back in the first.
Now
to score Drake. And
now that I think about it, I don't hate potentially seeing Mayo pitch. You're going to use him at some point this tournament. Why not get him a through pitch, a live bullpen session in game 1 of the tournament, just to kind of get him, loosened up a little bit. I potentially like that too.
Yeah,
maybe Jamie. Jamie will probably pitch at some point this tournament.
That's the thing. You've got so many options.
Yeah, give one of those guys who you're going to need later. Give them an inning just so they can be like, all right, I got the nerves off.
See what they've got. Yeah.
In a low pressure situation, up by 8. Because I'd venture you're going to see both those arms before the end of this tournament. This one high. They throw back down to first. Schrader is back in time. Raiders up 9-1. They have out-hit their opponent 13-2. Pretty decisive advantage there, even though it took them a while to show that advantage on the scoreboard. In there for a strike, 2-1.
Official game time was 6:50 when it got underway. Now a little after 9, so.
Not crazy.
Yeah, not too bad.
Here's the pitch from Morrow. Oh. Did that hit Schrader? I mean, not Schrader. Andrews. I think it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, they're sending him.
Yeah, that just barely clips him there, and that's going to put runners on first and second on the hit by pitch.
Tucker Mayo, number 10, wears number 10 and stepping into the plate has had some beautiful hits tonight.
And they have now officially batted around because he started this inning with a triple.
With the triple.
So they bat around in the 7th, scoring 5 runs so far. 2 down, runners on first and second for Mayo. Oh, lines that one off the glove. That's going to be fair. Scores 1 run. Oh, Jamie's going wild here. He's going to come home too. That's a 2nd run, and that's another triple for Tucker Mayo.
Mayo still running. Pulls up at 3.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone hit 2 triples in the same inning, but Tucker Mayo full of surprises
Well,
here.
guess what, Mark? Now you have. So Mayo just getting the work done and really just puts a good barrel on that, sends it out to right field.
And I laughed about the fact I was like, I wonder if you get up by 10 here. Ha ha. Well, they got up by 10 here.
Yeah, they're up now.
As they've now scored 7 runs in the 7th. Lucky number 7 here as Richland.
So technically could look like a mercy rule, but you have to give, because Raiders are the visitor on the scoreboard tonight.
Right.
You have to give Sale Creek their opportunity to finish it out. But
this is such a tough way to lose for Sale Creek because now you have to come back and play at 10 in the morning after you were so close for 6 innings.
And it's an early game, considering this is a late night game. My husband and I were talking about that because I told the boys, I said, y'all got to help me out. I said, because I really don't want to have to be back up there at 10 o'clock game.
Yeah. No, I get that. Well, look, I have great news for you, Jennifer. You don't have to.
I don't think it's looking that way. Oh, my goodness, what a hit
Here's
by
a big
Gage
hit
Witt.
by Gage Witt. Just going to be an RBI single, but that's yet another hit for the Raiders. I'll tell you, he tattooed that ball. Hit it basically right at the feet of the outfielder, but that does bring home Mayo for yet another run here. 12-1.
Yeah, Witt gets his bat all the way around on that, sends it deep into left field. Had that great sound off the barrel.
Yeah, that was probably one of the ones that sounded.
Yeah,
I don't know,
good.
actually, you know what was the one that sounded the most well hit? Probably Witt's to center field.
Yeah.
Remember earlier?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just absolutely pummeling the baseball here
That
tonight.
was this inning, wasn't it?
Oh, dang, it was.
Yeah, because it was right after Mayo's triple.
Yeah, that's hilarious. This one grounded down the third base line. They're going to try to touch it in play, but probably shouldn't have tried to. And,
because
it was actually foul.
I don't think they would have got Jackson.
Jackson
at
was.
first.
Yeah, Jack Jackson was going to be safe there.
I told you, like a jackrabbit. See, I told you that's scampers down that line.
15-2 in terms of hits. Raiders up to 8 runs. Just keep it up. Oh, we do have bedtimes, though. Up by 11 now. Oh, nearly hit Jack Jackson there. Not intentional. That's a freshman who's just a little wild.
Yeah, he's already had the hit by pitch on Andrews, but, Jackson had to duck down out of that one.
Yeah. I mean, they get 2 more batters here, and he's going to be burned for tomorrow. Ball high.
That's what I said. I think that's why they stayed with Harmer, because I don't know
But
that
you're
they
also
have anything.
you also are throwing freshmen now.
Yeah.
I want to see Ace Rogers. That's a great name for baseball. Let's get Ace out here.
Yeah, they have some really good baseball names on their team. Mayor Duke is still my favorite.
Yeah, I love that. This one, they're going to say that one missed. 3-1. 3-1 count, that is, of course. Here's 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike, full count. Trying to decide who I'm going to interview after the game, and I'm feeling Tucker Mayo now.
Yeah, I sort of say with the hits Mayo's hit.
Gage Witt and Tucker Mayo are my answers because Gage is 4 for 5, Tucker's 3 for 5.
Well, and Witt, you can talk to him about his pitching too.
Yeah,
he looked good.
Line
nice
shot, base hit into the outfield. Oh wow, Witt takes a little bit longer, but then decides to go to.
Well,
third.
that's because he's going to outrun. Jackson's going to catch up
this
to
is
Witt.
bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, this is just a comedy of errors. You know what? Sakowitz just now actually asked Jack Jackson not to try to score on that wild one because they just scored another run and they're just not trying to run up the score now. Like they actually held a runner at third because they were up by so much.
Well, what happened was Jackson, the ball got away from the center fielder Jackson's in full sprint mode and doesn't realize that Witt had stopped at third.
Yeah.
And he rounds second and gets caught. And
Yeah.
so they had to send Witt, and then when they throw home, the ball gets away. So it just –
But Jackson scores easily if they want to there.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
that
they
at
really
this
could have
point-
sent Jackson.
Yeah. And now you're starting to get some pinch hitters. The senior Aiden Vaughn. He's hit a home run this year. Let's hit another one, big man. It's 9 runs now here in the 7th inning. In there for a strike. So I, as I said, have one more error on the board than the game changer does, but you know what? It's okay.
They may still be discussing it, too. Sometimes they'll,
It's fair.
you know.
Strike swinging 1 and 2 to Vaughn. Runner on third is Jack Jackson. Oh, they're pulling him because he got to well, actually, they're freezing him. See, this is what I'm talking about. Well,
Yeah, because he's at 25, isn't he?
yeah.
Yep.
And this is the exact number. And
Yep.
so he just said something to the umpire. Now he's walking out to talk. Actually, they're going to take the ball from him. Just kidding.
Oh, they're gonna
Actually, no, hold up. Now they're talking.
We
for a
don't know.
second.
Hold on, folks. We're going to tell you really what's going on. Yeah, they're going to pull
All right,
him.
they're going to pull him here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. But Raiders with this game well in hand. It's 13-1 Richland over Sail Creek after a 9-run 7th. We'll be back after a quick timeout here on KSR Sports.
This is Mike Keith for Winterburn and Associates Insurance. Winterburn Insurance is a full-service insurance agency, meaning they can help you with virtually every kind of personal insurance. Keep them in mind for auto, home, life, and health. Winterburn and Associates Insurance has been serving Giles County and the surrounding area for nearly 70 years, so they truly are a trusted choice. Get a quote online at winterburninsurance.com or call 363-8638. Winterburn and Associates Insurance, proud members of the Insurers of Tennessee.
Attention Giles County residents, looking for your next career opportunity? Look no further than M&M Staffing, your trusted local staffing agency. Owner John Braden Harper and recruiters Cree Holt and Mercedes Houston are all proud members of Giles County who understand our community inside and out. At M&M Staffing, we're your neighbors supporting local schools, athletes, organizations, and causes that matter to you. Visit us on Facebook, step into our office, or apply online at mnmstaffing.net. You can also give us a call at 931-347-4255. M&M Staffing, your bridge to a brighter future in Giles County.
And we're back here. It is 13-1 Richland. They have now scored 9 runs in the 7th. Aiden Vaughn is in pinch hitting here in the top of the 7th inning. But Richland turned a close ball game in which you were going to have to make some difficult decisions in terms of who you were throwing into a game in which, you know, this has become a very one-sided. That is going to be a swing and a miss for Vaughn, who strikes out. But Raiders put up 9 in the 7th. They lead 13-1 as we head to the bottom of the inning. We'll be back after a quick timeout here on KSR Sports.
Big discounts on one-of-a-kind items, several special in-store discounts. It's what you'll find every day at Flat Rock Furniture, 3030 Minor Hill Highway, Pulaski. Sectionals and recliners have rock-bottom prices. Get your new dining room suite squared away right now with huge discounts and a great selection. It's all at Flat Rock Furniture, open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 3. Hurry in and save big every day. Flat Rock Furniture, 3030 Minor Hill Highway, Pulaski, or call 931-363-1336, where you'll always get the best prices around.
Natural gas safety tips brought to you by Pulaski Natural Gas. Call before you dig. Don't hit a buried gas line. Before you dig or move earth in any way, call your local one-call number or utility locator service. They can tell you the location of buried natural gas lines, power lines, and other utilities so you can dig safely. These tips are brought to you by Pulaski Natural Gas, 363-1752, 363-1752.
And we're back here, bottom of the 7th inning. Richland up 13-1 over the Sail Creek Panthers, and we have a new pitcher. It's Brooks Bratton, the senior right-hander for the Raiders. Will take the mound 3 outs away from a win here in the opening round of the Class A state tournament for these Raiders. But I'll tell you, Jennifer, I mean, through 6 innings, they had stranded 8 runners on base. They were only up 4-1. And I'm like, I mean, Richland's so much better than Sail Creek. They just haven't been able to show what everyone knows. And in the 7th, they showed it.
Yeah, and I think Sail Creek just doesn't have the depth that the Raiders do on the mound. I think you're right. I think Harmer was probably not supposed to go that many pitches.
Yeah.
And you could tell his velocity was just gone. In fact, he got a few guys swinging because they were swinging too early at his pitches because it just wasn't delivering like it was when he first started throwing, which kind of tells me he's more in short relief maybe, and he doesn't usually go that many pitches. But and then they just didn't really have anything else but behind Raby and Harmer at all.
Interesting note, Landon texted me. I can't hear this because my headset's on, but he said, this was 8:59, so it must have been Harmer. He said, pitcher just yelled, "My arm's hurting," from the mound. And I was like, oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could almost tell. It was like he just didn't have anything left.
Yeah. So it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters here for Sail Creek in the bottom of the 7th. That is Louis Stevenson due up first. First pitch is high for Bratton.
So Brooks Bratton getting a little work in the state tournament, the senior. We saw him do some relief.
Senior,
yeah, we saw him do some relief running. But now going to get to let him throw a little bit.
Getting a little tired there.
It's past your bedtime, isn't it, Mark Mize?
It is. I got to get up early for work.
Mine too, yep. Yeah, we still have school tomorrow. Kind of.
In there for a strike, 2-1 count.
Not sure many will be left around because I think everybody's going to want to come to this game if it's not raining and storming.
Raiders up 13-1 here. Bottom of 7th. This one in the dirt, 3-1. This one, line drive shot, is going to be a single.
Yeah, Mayo plays that about as well as you can because he comes in on it but realizes if he charges too much and misses, it's going to roll for a bit. So he just lets it one hop in front of him. Yeah, you were talking about who you're going to interview. Like, I mean, it could be about any of the guys, honestly, tonight. Mayo's had a really good game tonight. Jack Jackson would be another one. He's defensively has had some really nice catches tonight.
Swing and a miss there for Mayor Duke, your 8-hole hitter.
You hear Coach Nelson from the side. We're trying to get outs.
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to remind him, some of us are a little older and want to go home. These young guys can go for a while, but let's finish this up, pack it up, and do it again tomorrow.
This one fouled back to the screen.
Pretty pitch there from Bratton.
Is there an official? There's a TSSAA like audio broadcast for this, right?
Possibly.
I think there is.
There's something set up over there in the middle, but I don't know if that's just because, you know, that's where some of the music and stuff's coming from their walkouts. But
I asked because, like I said, I probably should have mentioned this, but apparently there are Sail Creek fans who are upset that we are favoring one team over the other. We are a Giles County radio station.
Yeah. Oh, that may be why.
We're not the official TSSAA. We are admittedly somewhat homers, and so obviously we're not trying to disrespect anyone, obviously, but admittedly, when you listen to a station of a team, you're going to get a home call. So, but obviously, we don't mean any offense. But anyway, there's going to be a walk, so that will send runners to first and second. 13-1 is your score. Richland Raiders up by 12. But runners on first and second now here in the bottom of the seventh. Brings up Gabriel Hodges. He has a base hit so far today. 1 of 3 for Sale Creek. This one high for a ball. Might need a mound visit there for Bratton. He's thrown some good pitches, but this one misses.
Yeah, Bratton kind of keeping it at eyebrow level. So Hodges being patient at the plate, but
swing and a miss there.
Gets that one down, gets him to chase.
Two 2-1 count here. Bratton to Hodges. Another big swing and miss here. Bratton seems to have found his groove here.
So we get a little breeze picking up, yeah. So
that doesn't feel good considering the fact that it probably means rain is coming in. Big swing and a miss there. That'll be strike number 3 as Brooks Bratton gets the K. That's one out now here in the bottom of the seventh. See, Jennifer, you didn't remind me, and now I forgot to change my scoreboard. It still says top of the seventh.
So sorry, Mark.
It's late.
It is late.
Bottom 7. 12-run lead, 1 down, as that will bring up the top of the lineup. Gilchrist, Kyler Gilchrist. This one high for ball 1. Runners first and second, 1 out. This one high.
Sale Creek got runners sitting at first and second.
Swing and a miss. Bratton, I'll tell you, he has some good stuff for creating swings and misses when he's hitting the zone. He's doing a good job here of getting them chasing. This one high, though, 3-1.
Count.
This one popped a mile high. Bratton is going to try to settle under it here. Ooh, that one is actually going to be in foul territory. They couldn't come up with it. Well, yep, they're going to bring him back to the plate. For a second there, when he was pointing toward Gavin, I thought he was saying it was fair, and I was like, I don't.
Discussion
full count
from Coach Nelson and the umpire. Just miscommunication as Bratton does a nice little tuck and roll at the end of that one, trying to get to it. He's up and good. Gives a thumbs up.
Strike 3 looking there. So Brooks Bratton gets his second K of the 7th. Big moment for the senior here.
Yeah, struggled a little bit early, just to, but it's hard to come off the bench in a game you've sat for a while, and like I said, he ran early on for Witt, and then you just got to kind of jump into the game and get going, and now he's finding the strike zone, looking good.
This one hit right center field. Settling under is Emerson Nelson for out number 3, and that will do it, folks. That is your final. The Raiders win this one. 13-1 is your score. So, Jennifer, what are your final thoughts here as Richland doesn't just win, they win in impressive fashion here with 9 runs in the 7th?
Yeah, I kind of capped it off there in the 7th, but I really felt like from beginning to end, they're just kind of showing why they made their way to the state tournament. Good, strong mound throws from Witt, and then Fox and Bratton both coming in looking good, and then just the bats of these guys. I mean, there's really not a weak spot from 1 to 9, and so you can't pitch around anybody. You can't play some of your usual strategies and things against these guys because there's no weakness in the lineup, and I think we saw that tonight. So a lot of RBIs, a lot of good looks, and really just kind of impose their will on Sale Creek. And Sale Creek made it interesting. You know, they scored that run and thought, okay, here we go. This is going to be kind of a battle. And then Richland kind of just bows their chest and says, nope, we're going to finish this thing and finish strong. And so that's exactly what they did. And I love here in the dugout, they're still cutting up, having fun, enjoying baseball.
So thanks again to all of our sponsors, Pulaski Electric System, Allsup and Associates, Murray Chevrolet GMC, Bennett May and Pierce Funeral Home, First Realty Group, Coca-Cola, Employee Resources Credit Union, Walls Lumber, Gerald's Auto Body, First National Bank, Rusty Spur Steakhouse, State Representative Clay Doggett, Winterburn and Associates Insurance, M&M Staffing, Flat Rock Furniture, Pulaski Natural Gas, and Southern Tennessee Regional Health System. Want to thank to all of our listeners who like us and don't like us, admittedly, as you know, it wouldn't be possible without y'all listening. And of course, if you hear from one of those sponsors and you're like, hey, you know, maybe we want to, you know, have a banking experience, go out to eat, all these things, make sure you frequent the people who are willing to help make these games possible that we can broadcast at the state tournament. And if you are a fan of another team, we also still want you to listen. Like I said, I don't really feel like we were that negative, but if you felt so, I apologize that you felt that way. Raiders won 13-1 over the Sale Creek Panthers with 9 runs in the 7th. I have some interviews to do in order to write my story for the newspaper. So, Jennifer, it was an honor to be with you. I will not be here for Game 1 tomorrow because I have to work. But I should be here for the next game whenever it happens.
Yeah, I believe Cody Derryberry is going to sub in and be alongside me, folks. And so we'll have that call for you at 12:30. As I feel like a lot of the Richland teachers are going to, you know, jet out of school. Thanks to our admin for letting us kind of leave a little early and get here to cheer these boys on as they continue this state run. And so a lot of fun tonight. 13-1 is your Raider victory. And so, Mark, let's pack it up, head home, and we'll do some more tomorrow.
So Sale Creek will be playing in the 10 a.m. losers bracket tomorrow. Then Richland will play in the winners bracket at 12:30. So Jennifer and Cody will have the call, and Landon Hawkins and Elijah Watkins will be here helping out as well. And I will be at the next game. So it's been fun. I'll get back as soon as I can. But Raiders win it 13-1. For Jennifer Hawkins, I'm Mark Mize saying